happening, everybody, and welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, a podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the true gamers. I am one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my other host, Sheps. How's it going, bro?
It's going good, Merry Gamermas.
You are in the Christmas spirit.
Right.
Finally, everyone was complaining. They were all like, come on, when is he going to get in the Christmas spirit? What a Grinch. Come on, Sheps.
Shut up.
And here you are. Are you happy now? Are you okay with everyone being all Christmassy and like?
Yeah,
Christmas
now. Now it's okay because on the drive over here, it's like rainy and grey. It's not cold enough to be snowing and crisp and beautiful.
The usual UK. Yeah.
Usual UK weather. There's like maybe 1 in 15 houses has decorations up.
Yeah.
It's not super Christmassy.
No.
Like, I don't know if that's just here. Like, I feel like maybe up north in Scotland or something, maybe it's Christmassy because it's going to be cold and snowy and stuff.
Yeah.
But here it's just grey and dull.
Shit.
And what I don't want is Mariah Carey wearing me down all through November to be Christmasless, you know? So by the time I get them, I'm like, yay, because I'm like, oh, Christmas.
Can I just make a point?
Yeah.
You may not want Mariah Carey to wear you down. I'd
let her wear me down to a nub IRL.
Love Mariah Carey to wear me down. Whew, yeah, that'd be my thing.
Right, but
On record, you don't want it, I want it. Okay, that's what we said.
Mariah, you know where to go if you're feeling lonely this.
Have you seen some of her recent videos as well? We're going to get back to gaming, I promise this.
This sounds way more interesting.
She's like
She's one of those
Shakira.
aging, yeah.
Perfect.
Mate,
Specimen.
I don't know how they do it. She's Latina as well, isn't it?
I think so.
I wonder if it's like a Latin thing.
They've got something in the water over there.
Like they age in one of two ways: old Latin woman,
yeah.
or like Shakira.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Bro, yeah. So how are you doing? We're on the True Game podcast here. How's things like? How's life going?
Yeah,
Is everything going okay
life's
with you?
good. I'm looking forward to Christmas. I mean, this won't be the best Christmas ever.
Why
These
not?
last two are a little bit scuffed.
Ah, yeah,
Right?
because of the old pandemics
But
and stuff.
hopefully by next Christmas, I'm really looking forward to next Christmas. I think next Christmas is going to be good. But so far, it's pretty good. Last couple movies I've seen in the cinema, I went to see the James Bond. That was really good. You and I went to see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Which we are going to spoil all right here for you right now, everyone. And then we're not going to do that.
Seeing that in IMAX with you, the last movie like that we saw was Endgame.
Yeah.
So it was that was great.
It was good, right?
I was so happy that it wasn't Black Widow.
Yeah.
You know?
God, could you imagine? Could you imagine if Black Widow was our reintroduction into the cinema? Oof. That would have been a terrible way
Right.
to do
But
it.
No Way Home was very good. It's worth seeing. So everything's coming up Sheps at the minute. So I'm about other than sleep. But you know. What about you, man? How's things?
I'm doing fantastic.
Okay.
For one reason
You lie, 'cause I
and
know-
one reason only.
Okay. Careful how you twist. It's chaos.
My Smallville 20th anniversary Blu-ray set came. I have the full Blu-ray set here. It's all beautiful and in order, and all of them are Blu-rays. And there's like 8 hours of like behind the scenes.
Oh my god, it got
director
even
stuff.
longer.
It's Christmas has come early for this one gamer right here, guys. It's the best thing I've ever touched, seen, smelt, or put inside me. Yeah, I'm very happy.
And so you're looking forward to playing the accompanying Superman game.
Guys, this show's cancelled. I'm cancelling it. We're not doing. There's no more. 2021 is the end of the True Gamer podcast. Never happening again. Okay.
On an unrelated note, I'm going to play all 7 of the Arkham games.
Son of a fucking bitch. It's like the movies. They just fucking will make a
They
Batman
can't
movie.
stop making them.
Batman. Doesn't matter that none of them are connected. None of them are the
Doesn't
same
matter.
people. Fucking don't worry about it. We're gonna just keep doing it. Can't make one fucking Superman game. Can't make one.
Talking of super things,
Yes.
this of course is the True Gamer podcast. Brought to you, I don't have the thing. Coming to your eyes and ears. No, wait, that's the next one. We have a few super bros to
Yes.
thank who keep the lights and mics on and the gaming going here. I really need your thing because I'm trying to work in.
Do you want me to take over?
But I beg you, bruv, save me from
This
myself.
show right here is sponsored, supported, and funded by the great people over at patreon.com/Conbrosations at the Super Bro tier, who are literally, that's what they are, super bros, keeping the show up, keeping this podcast going, keeping everything in our lives going.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
They're forcing us to be together. If there wasn't a financial obligation, I wouldn't be spending any time with you.
I'd be like, Exactly. Lots of. That's what it'd be. Those super bros are Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate Cum Sock, Sabine from Smallville. Smallville, get it? Because I have Smallville. Sabine, that's where you're from. Did you get one? Did you?
I feel like your missus pulls down your trousers. She's like, "Oh, hey, Smallville."
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
It's true. It's true. The Star Wars Encyclopedia, Adam Sunling, Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger. Super Sus Ben Fryer, the Filthy FIFA Fanatic Joe McCormack, My Juicy Left Nut, the Super Sexy Producer Sean, Big Boy Billy, Catsbud the Friendly Patron, and Kevin, the #1 simp. I was going to go longer of Xbox. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here. Conversations.
It's still funny.
I was going to keep going, but
I couldn't hold it.
There we go.
I was like, wow, he's really doing this.
Wow, he's really doing this. He's going the whole mile. Yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support. It means the world to us. Thank you for everything that you guys do. We love you.
It's true.
Okay. As in our new fashion of our new format that we're doing right here, we're going to jump into the topic of the show.
Yeah.
Which, from the last time that we spoke, the Game Awards happened.
It did.
All the awards got given out. It Takes Two won Game of the Year, which is a big win for It Takes Two.
Big win for It Takes Two.
Yeah. There was. We're not going to talk specifically about the awards. We're going to do that another time when we can line up our predictions and stuff like that. We didn't want to, but we're going to talk about all the announcements that happened because honestly, that's really what was amazing. Did you watch the show by any chance?
No, I don't. No.
You saved yourself a lot of pain because.
That's what I heard. I was like, oh, should I stay up for this? Went to sleep. And in the morning, it was like, this sucked. It was awful.
This is the thing. The announcements and the awards part weren't so bad. The announcements were good, I think. I think a solid like 8 out of 10.
Okay.
The awards, I'd give it like maybe a 7.
Yeah.
But it was filled to the brim with ads and sponsorships and stupid segues to Twitch streamers that we don't give a fuck about. And I'm like... You're ruining a good thing. You're ruining a great thing you've got here. The award ceremony itself looked like the fucking Oscars. I was like, really? Jeff, you got a really good thing going on. It was professional as shit. And the transitions, the live orchestra, they for the Game of the Year, they did the live orchestra performed the main theme songs for all of the games that were having, and intertwined it.
That's very cool.
And then put their own theme in there. And then at the end was like, "This is the winner." And I was like, "That's awesome, so sick. Good." Yeah. And I was like, "This is really great."
Sick.
And the announcements, really cool. And we're going to talk about those in a minute. But then every fucking 5 minutes, this is sponsored by Razer. Oh, this is sponsored by Oculus. And then you get a random woman in a room dancing away like that. And then...
That doesn't detract at all or ruin the flow.
Right? And then there was this dumb stance as well. And like, well, not dumb. The thing that he said was okay, but... it meant nothing because of what happened later.
Right.
He made a stance on the old Activision thing that's going on.
Right.
We're like, people should have a certain level of work treatment, living in developers and stuff like that. And was like, good guy, Jeff, you said that. But then they're sponsored by a company called Level Infinite, which is a Chinese communist game company.
Yes.
Kind of detracts from the good thing you're trying to do over here about like human rights.
Funnily enough, it's interesting you say that because I was going to say, if you didn't have like a negative to bring up, it's interesting that it's Activision that they spoke out against and not one of the other companies like Blizzard or
Ubisoft. There's a ton of bullshit. It's just because of what was currently going on in the climate.
It kind of feels like either you have to address it completely or not at all.
I would have been fine if they just stuck out of it. They were like, we're going to celebrate games, done.
Right, yeah.
We're like, cool. And there would have been all those crybabies that are like, oh no, you have to mention the injustice that's going on over there. That's not his job, man. He's not the courts.
And also, there's plenty of horrible stuff in the real world. That's why we have gaming. That's why gaming and movies and books are such a huge form of entertainment, because it's not the real world.
Exactly. It was so much more worse. Again, I might have been okay if he had mentioned it, but then there was no evidence of any other taking money from anyone else that's a scumbag.
Right.
But there was plenty more. They were mentioned like maybe 17 more times. I'm like, these guys literally have concentration camps. You guys you can't be taking money from these bastards and then going, oh, these ones over here, they're bad.
Yeah.
You can't have a moral high ground there.
Right.
Anyway, as I said, adverts, stupid. All this like moral high ground nonsense, absolutely stupid like that. The announcements, good quality. Not blowing me away, but good quality. And that's what I want to talk about here today.
Gaming.
So let's get into that. I'm going to rattle off some stuff, and every now and again we can stop and talk about whichever ones we like.
Okay.
Start off with a big one. Star Wars Eclipse. A single-player action-adventure game by Quantic Dream.
Yes.
These guys are the guys that made Detroit Become Human and Beyond Two Souls.
Yep.
So if you're familiar with them, they have a narrative that can branch off into certain ways depending on what decisions you make and stuff like that. Those are the guys making it. Only a CG trailer.
Yeah.
Nothing too drastic to think about there, but it's Quantic Dream. We know their style of gaming. Got me a bit excited.
I've seen stills. I specifically stay away from stuff like this.
You're very much like, I'm gonna just get away.
I'm like,
I'll wait until it comes.
We mentioned Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I took like 2 or 3 days off social media because I don't want to get spoiled. Same sort of deal. I try to stay away from this stuff because I'm scared, not just that I'll be spoiled, but that I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, that's me spoiling it for myself.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from stuff. Even CG trailers. Once I know it's coming, I'm like, cool. I'm hyped for it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But Quantic Dream are freaking good.
Yeah.
They know their business. And we've never been let down by games companies that make great games before. So,
Luckily.
big hype.
Yeah.
No possible downside here. But for real, like if I was going to trust somebody to make that style of game, like a Detroit Become Human, but it's Star Wars, well, do you know who I would actually have picked? Them. Do you know what I mean? So
I thought it was quite cool because there's a possibility here. This was just me thinking about this, that you might not be a good guy or a bad guy. You might start off as somewhere neutral, and based on your decisions, you might stray to the light or stray to the dark side of the Force. I think that could be quite a cool way to do a game. We've never had a Star Wars game like that.
That's very sort of Mass Effect.
Yeah, Renegade and like
exactly
Paragon.
like you start out fairly neutral, given a direction to start going in. But like which way it branches, how you handle the situations that come up can vastly affect where you go in the game.
Yeah.
I would also like it to be, if they're going to do something like that, I want a compelling reason to go one way or the other in terms of the power that it offers you.
Yeah.
So usually it's just like the choices. But I would like it with like, okay, Force Lightning, that could be really useful in this situation, but like that absorption shield that Yoda can do, man, that would be super useful in this shield. Which way am I going to go?
Yeah.
I want there to be, because especially in Star Wars, like there doesn't seem to be a very good reason to stick with the light side.
Yeah.
Other than all the cool guys are there.
Are you morally? Do you want to really like? Do you want to be known as the good guy?
Right.
Otherwise, all the cool shit's over here.
I mean, have you seen like Force Lightning? Pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Double lightsabers. You seen any double lightsabers on the good side?
All the coolest guys are on this side.
A little lightsaber that's got a little bent handle.
Mate.
Just saying. Yoda's only got a little one like that.
Right. Who wants to be known as the little one? No. Come on
now. Anyway, that was just a pure theory of mine how it could go. I'm kind of excited for it, but that's all I'm going to be because we haven't seen anything else from it, so there's no point getting more excited than that.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not as excited for it as I would have been 2 years ago. Because we've been so burnt on being excited for stuff recently.
Star Wars related, especially.
Yeah, especially Star Wars related. So I feel like I'm keen for it. Like it's always going to be hard to frick up space wizards with laser swords, and that's why Rogue One sucks. For real.
Listen, Rogue One 5 years ago came out yesterday. Greatest movie ever.
I hate it so much.
It's
the only good thing.
I'm at one with the Force is with me, and one with the Force is with me.
The only good thing in that movie is the space wizard with the laser sword, right? For real. So I think as long as Star Wars, as long as you stick to that, or an actual rogue who finds redemption or something like that, or badass bounty hunter with a jetpack, stick to the 3 things that work. We'll be okay. But I'm not getting super excited. I'm not. The thing is, everything's stacked to go well. Like, they're going to have to work to mess this up.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous, incredible IP with so much to play with. Like, there's so much, like, Old Republic, High Republic, New Republic. Like, so many places to go. You could have known people. You could have a whole new story. You could go with Revan.
I think they confirmed that they are going to be in the High Republic era.
Sick.
Which is great from what I hear. I don't know too much about it, but I've heard so great. So that's really cool, right?
So if this game doesn't bang, it's going to be a force of will that they've made it suck. And normally I'd be like, nah, who would do that? But we've had the last few years of disappointment, so I'm trying not to be too... The worst thing is I'm already hyped for it. I'm lying to myself.
As a diehard Star Wars fan,
I'm
this
just,
is what we get.
what about you? How do you feel about it?
I'm on the edge of excitement. As I said, I like the idea. From what I've read about the High Republic era, from like just a quick like Wikipedia search and whatnot, it sounds cool. There's a lot of cool stuff to be done there, and I got myself excited about the whole possible dark side, light side path that you could take.
That would be sick.
Based on their past games. I will say, I bet it's gonna look good because even Detroit Become Human looks good.
It's gorgeous,
and that's on PS4.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
So with the power of the PS5 and the Series X, I'm sure they're gonna go amazing.
And it will be old enough that it won't be cross-gen.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because the game will be graphically where it's supposed to be. It will perform the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good thing.
The only thing I'm worried about is that this might be very far out. They did say they're early in development, and they're not Insomniac, so they're not going to bring this out tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
So
fair.
It might be 4 years down the line before we ever fucking see this game.
Yeah,
so
I mean, at least you know for
100%
for certain they won't reuse any assets from any of their other projects.
No. They scrap everything and start again.
Yeah, it's all deleted. Once the game comes out, they just delete everything.
Even the CG trailer, they're like, all right, we made the CG trailer, throw everything that we did in the can, start again. So,
people are so stupid.
They reuse the same animations. My God,
for doing the same thing.
We have to start again and just come up with the same product. The next game, quite a big announcement in my opinion.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman. A Wonder Woman game being made by Monolith Studios over at WB. Monolith are the guys that unfortunately made those Shadow of Mordor games. Unfortunately, they were tied to a terrible IP.
In fairness, now they get to make a game that doesn't suck.
True.
So
they've got an IP that doesn't suck balls.
That's right.
And the characters and suck balls. So there you go. That's good for them. They were trying to get out from under the weight of it anyway.
Now, I don't feel like you have put the appropriate emotion into this. I feel attacked.
Go ahead.
That they made Wonder Woman and not Superman.
This is the thing.
Because Wonder Woman does almost everything he can do.
Yeah.
Except the laser beams and freezing breath.
But what you don't realize is that Superman would be too hard to do because
basically invincible. I mean, no one wants someone bulletproof.
Someone who's bulletproof, super strong,
super fast,
basically can fly. Come on, you know that'd be hard to do.
It's too much.
Hard to do in a video game. Fucking assholes. This is what I was like on stream. I was like, oh, Wonder Woman. Fuck, they'll do everything but a bloody Superman game. Why are they
it does feel like salt and lemon juice in the wound where you got the super pets and Wonder Woman.
Yes.
And 15 Batman games.
But they're like, hey, one guy in the thing is like, should we do a Superman game?
Don't be ridiculous. Get this guy out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. It's personal attack.
Don't get me wrong. I think a Wonder Woman game could be great.
Yeah.
Even I want a Superman game. Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that? And also, no joke, if you were asking me, it would be Smallville the game.
Damn right.
That's how I would do it.
At
least the first act would be you growing up, and the point of sorry to make it again about Ghost of Tsushima, but the bamboo strikes where it's a challenge to do something.
Yeah.
I would make it where the purpose is to not break someone's clavicle while you're playing football.
Yeah.
You have to get everything right, and if you don't, you Superman it, and that's the fail.
See,
this go back and
this is why Smallville is so great, because this is Smallville. He is learning his abilities, and that's what I said in my perfect Superman game, where the first act, the first third of the game would be the origins of Superman and whatnot, trying to learn what it means to be. It's so perfect. It's set up in front of you, WB. Do something.
Even I feel attacked about this. Look, you can. Don't worry about the frick. What's the new Batman? It was Court of Owls, but it's not the Court of Owls.
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Just make it a Superman. Put all of that funding in Superman. They do a Suicide Squad game. I bet he makes a cameo in that. Like, what do we have to do to get this?
There's someone's got a gun to their head and they're like, you can't make a Superman game, because at this point that's what it seems like. Someone's being forced to not do it. The threat of like killing their family. They're like, if you make a Superman game, we're coming after your family.
The dumb thing as well is people are like, oh, but what would it look like? What if how would you do it free roam? There's been Dragon Ball Z games since the PS2 that are free roam, where you're basically Superman. Super Saiyan Goku is functionally Superman, except the laser beams come out of his hands, not his eyes.
And then after that, people making countless Unreal Engine games that they've made on the side just themselves, proving how it can be done.
I don't get it.
Anyway, Wonder Woman, great character. We know nothing about it other than it's probably going to be something like story-driven and whatnot.
I mean, it better be. There's no other reason to make a Wonder Woman game.
One thing they have mentioned, and some people said this is a negative, although I haven't played any of the Shadow of Mordor games, so I don't know if it is a negative.
Okay.
Sounds like a positive to me. It's going to be using something that WB have patented called the Nemesis system. Have you ever heard of it before?
I've heard of it, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's essentially where like you have NPCs in the game and like bad guys in the game, and when you have interactions with them or fights with them, or whatever it might be, if they get away, or if the story calls that they like move into another area or something like that, or if it's not scripted that you lose, you can win or lose, or they get away, or whatever. Right. When you meet them again, that interaction plays a part in the next interaction.
Yeah.
So like, if you had a fight and you burnt them in one attack, but somehow they beat you and they got away, and then you meet them again, the next time you see them, they're burnt.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then also it comes along in their dialogue. And I was like, that sounds really cool.
Yeah. That's sick.
Some people brought it as a negative, and I was like,
that sounds
doesn't sound like it could be a negative
to me.
Yeah. Anyway, apparently that's going to play a part in this, because Monolith Studio were the guys that made it. Looking forard to that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. The only problem is it's the wrong hero.
Exactly.
And I don't mean that as a negative to Wonder Woman.
Exactly.
You know, and people can't argue, oh, well, the weird thing is, we know that women don't sell. Mm-hmm. You know, female protagonists don't sell. We know that. This is a fact. Isn't that right, Redacted Company?
True facts.
So... oh, everything's coming up. Kryptonite. What's the... Why?
Nah, welcome to our world. Our next game, Alan Wake 2 was announced. The next game... I'm going to move on just to be funny. Horizon Forbidden West was shown off in a new trailer. And this game continues to look so freaking gorgeous. It showed off a bunch more machines, something like 8 more machines. And that was me that turned this.
Oh, cool.
It showed off like 8 more machines. It was a bunch of them. There was one that was like a...
Don't tell me. So I specifically avoided this because I want to be surprised.
You didn't see one around a rock or anything like that?
No, I didn't watch the awards. I heard that they showed off a bunch of things. I'm like, cool, I'm not going to look.
Close your ears for just a second. I'm going to whisper into this. There was this really, really cool cobra wrapped around like a rock on a pillar. It was so fucking cool. And there was a slowdown. You could see all of the like machines' bellies and moving and stuff like that. How intricate the animations were. It was unbelievably cool. It was amazing. Sheps is absolutely stupid. He loves anime and everything like that.
I feel like you're totally just shit talking.
The guy is... He's a bit of an idiot.
I literally can't hear a freaking thing.
I think when it comes to Conbrosations Day, we will just talk about how much of a moron he is and how he loves anime. We'll make that a big thing, okay? All of my anime haters in the chat, you know what's going on. Cool, you can come back now. Cool, no worries.
At least you couldn't hear a thing, so...
Good stuff right there. Anyway, and that was Horizon Forbidden West. Awesome. Can't wait to play the game. Coming out in like 69 days or something like that.
Nice.
I was going to say 60, but I was like, 69 sounds better.
It's way better. And what's 9 days? Like I said, I didn't watch the awards, so I saw when I came out that people were like, oh my God, can you believe there's even more machines? I was like, sick, mute all of this.
Yeah.
Because the game is going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Especially with the new setting, it's going to look amazing.
Have you seen? They also posted some pictures recently of how it looks on PS4.
Oh yeah,
actually looks surprisingly good. You can see the differences.
Of course, yeah.
Especially with the hair. The hair looks completely
Oh,
different.
yeah.
But I was like, man, people's PS4s are going to set on fire. Because
I mean, this is the thing. At this stage, especially companies like this, they know how to get every last bit of power out of that thing. And this is the problem, is really the PS4s are going to struggle because of what they're being pushed to their ragged limits for everything.
Yeah.
They're going to get every last bit of juice out of it. And so that's why it should have been a PS5, but it isn't. That's fine. It's gonna look amazing.
I will say one other thing as well. They mentioned some other differences that are going to be coming with the PS5 version and the PS4 version. Certain lighting techniques where they've made the cutscenes in the game with like a cinematic lighting and whatnot.
Yeah.
But on the PS4 version, it's pre-rendered and it's done in there. Right. Whereas on the PS5 version, it's live, and that lighting is applied to everything else in the game because it can handle it. Cool. And underwater as well, there's a specific type of lighting that we've seen in the trailers before that look gorgeous. Yeah. In the PS4 version, that's not there. It kind of looks a bit more bleak, but that's just the limitations of the system. Yeah. So I'm glad that Guerrilla have done that. Because that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted something that was a bit more purpose-built for the console over here. If you're gonna make it for both consoles, at least
you make it for the PS5 and you cut stuff to allow people to play it on the PS4. Exactly. That's the way it should be done.
Exactly.
And that's not to say that people on PS4 deserve a lesser product. It's to say that we're in the next generation. We're a year and a half, almost 2 years into the life cycle of the new system.
Yeah.
And no one ever complained when the PS3 came out and they had to move to PS4 games.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that you deserve a lesser product if you're still on the PS4. It's that they have to make the best game they can make for today, and that's the way it should be.
It's the advancement of technology and gaming. Don't hold it back. Why would you want that?
Yeah, you wouldn't. It ends up being bad for everybody. So at least if they're going to do it, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And I will say, on my end, I'm hoping that they've done the same with the writing. That's always my beef. My only beef, really, about Horizon Zero Dawn is the writing. Otherwise, like as a game, it's fun to play. It's gorgeous. I love the open world aspect. Open world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's good. I'm kind of looking forward to Forbidden West, and if they actually have a main character in it, it'll be amazing.
Sheps, the woman hater as usual.
Facts.
Man. That was that's whenever I was excited for it. People
everybody
were like,
knows women don't sell.
You and Yves Gilmore have been beating this drum, rightfully,
nearly as much as our wives.
Exactly. Oh shit. I do want to. Do you have anything else to say on Horizon?
No.
I think it's going to be good coming out February.
It's going to be good. We're both excited for it. Are you getting the physical one?
I got the collector's regular edition. It's going to be right here in this spot right there. It's going to be great. I do want to go back to Alan Wake just for a second because apparently we just did that to piss you off, Alpha. Just so you know.
Yeah. I bet before he's got to this point, there's an essay.
There's an essay comment underneath.
Yeah, and we both have. You're going to check your Discord on Saturday whenever he watches this. You'll have 10 messages, and the last one will be, "Oh wait, I just got to this point." Guaranteed.
It looked good. It proves that the reason why they did the remaster was because they're bringing out a sequel and whatnot, as always.
As what?
Oh, sorry. Like usual.
Cool.
My apologies, like usual. Cool. Apparently, though, this is going to be more of a horror than it is going to be.
Great, because that remake wasn't scary enough.
That's what I heard, and that made me a bit more interested in it than before. I was like, "Oh, they're changing things up a little bit." Although I didn't know it wasn't a horror in the first place, but apparently it wasn't.
Well, you say that. So
survival horror.
Funnily enough, Alpha Aquila was streaming some of it, and I watched him, and he was saying to me like, "Oh, Sheps, if you enjoyed Control, you'll enjoy this." And I have to say, I played what little bit of Alan Wake I played was in the Control DLC, and that was at the ragged edge of what I would find tolerable for fun in gaming, because I generally play games for fun.
Generally, not all the time.
Well, a couple of exceptions, like I would say that like The Last of Us 2 was brilliant, and maybe fun isn't the word I would use for it.
Yeah.
Even amazing game. It's one of my best games of all time, but I don't know that I would describe it as really good fun.
Yeah.
You know?
With you on that. With you.
And Control, I thought Control was perfect for like a level of horror, but it's much more like curiosity about what's going on. I'm not afraid, but these things are like It's kind of scary, but more scary creepy than
It's more eerie.
eerie.
Eerie is the word I would use for it. Like, it's not horror, but it's eerie. And there were times where I was scared in it. I was like,
a couple of times, yeah. Or like you find out the
creepy.
thing about the fridge, and that's like, it's really, again, I'm not afraid of a fridge.
Yeah.
And the boss fight, I wasn't shitting my pants.
Yeah.
But it was really good. That's my sweet spot for that. The Alan Wake DLC was getting closer to horror. Like, you find a suit in a cage,
Yeah.
like an alien, or like an object of power or something that came back on a space mission or some shit.
Okay.
Did you not see it?
No.
Oh, it's really good. I didn't know if I should be afraid or if it was friendly. Didn't know. That was
Fuck it,
really
just put
good.
it in me and let's see what happens.
That was really good. But then I watched Alpha stream some of the Alan Wake DLC, and I'm like, this is way more on the horror side of this thing.
Yeah.
And if the next one's going to be more horror than that,
Count me out.
for me, I'm out. But I got to say, Control was amazing
Mm.
for what it was. Think Infamous Second Son meets Alan Wake, I guess.
Alan Wake, there you go.
It was very cool. I just don't do horror.
That's cool, man.
You
That's
know.
cool.
But so you're interested in it because
I'm
it's
kind of
horror?
interested. Like, survival horror kind of makes it sound a little bit more. I don't know. I guess I'll have to see. I guess I'll see a few more trailers and see what happens.
For example, I'm interested in RE Village.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to shit my pants. Right, there's some scary, creepy stuff in there, but overall, it's not horror.
Yeah.
It just happens to be set with like freaking zombies and vampires and shit, right? And Lady D, goddamn.
God damn.
Mate, if you can mod that so she has the afro. Damn straight.
There are mods for her, and I've seen a lot of them. Most of them are lingerie mods, but
I don't know if that makes it better or worse. So I'm interested in RE Village because it's less horror than like I played back in the day the OG Resident Evils, and they weren't for me. They were kind of scary. Also, there was some weird shit with camera angles that was terrible, and I think it was RE4, the OG one. There's this whole way, and you could it's awful.
the camera angles I remember, they were like from security camera perspectives.
Yeah, and you're piloting the guy,
and it's like,
it's awful.
The fuck?
It's awful. It's terrible. So horror's not really my thing, but RE Village is similar to like Control in that, there is some scary stuff in there, but the objective of the game isn't to jump scare you and make you crap your pants.
I agree.
So I know the shit they have that genre of games has its own thing, but those Wake style games, they have a huge following, and I can understand why. I'm gonna opt out.
All right.
Are you actually excited? What is it that has you excited about it?
As I said, I just when it was like it's changing it from what its normal formula is. Apparently, I don't know. That's the problem. I haven't played any of the Alan Wake games to know whether or not it's changing things up drastically or whether it actually is quite a good fit for it. But they said it was like it's being a bit more different, a bit more survival horror, and I was like, I'm something about it just went, all right, let me have a little look more about it. I'll have to see more trailers to give my final whether or not I'll play it, but that's just how I feel.
Play the Control DLC.
Could do.
I forget what it's called. Foundation, I think.
I'm not sure.
But it's pretty good. It's good.
Anything else you want to say about that? Can we move on?
All good.
The next thing that they showed off. Now, this is a bit more of a personal to me thing. They showed off Destiny 2, the Witch Queen expansion.
Yeah.
They showed off in like a live action trailer, and then they mixed it with like gameplay, and it looked freaking great.
Destiny always looks good.
It does, and being a Destiny simp anyway, like I used to play, I think I got like 1,000 hours on Destiny 1.
You got a lot of time on it.
And then maybe like another 500 on Destiny 2 before I finally dropped off.
Yeah.
The problem is that the way they've done things in terms of expansions, and they've called it vaulting, where they remove content and put it in their vault and then bring it back occasionally and stuff like that. They've done it in such a way now where you have to buy so many expansions in order to be even able to play at the current level that so many people are playing at. And if you buy like the base game, which is now free to play, but if you buy the first expansion, you don't get any content because they vaulted already that content.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is it even for sale? And also, I'm kind of alone on it. There's not a lot of people that I know playing it.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you to come into it because it requires you spending 80 quid worth of stuff
Yeah.
and then grinding a whole bunch of levels to get up to the correct light level. And then we can even play together. It just seems like there was a point where I dropped off and I realized why. It's because it's so difficult to get into.
There's a very high barrier to entry, and even the money stuff. So, like, for example, we're in a pretty sweet position where Patreon, the 80 quid, I can put it through Patreon.
Yeah,
if you
you guys support us so much that we are lucky that we can do a lot
so
of
we
good
could do
stuff.
that. So even the money side of things, which to be honest, if you were like, yo, I want you to spend 80 quid on Destiny, I'd be like, nah, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, we'll spend it on Patreon. We'll send it on stuff for the channel. But let's say we did do that and it was like, oh, Sheps, you got to play it. It's the time commitment. It's the fact that I need to sit down and put in, 40 odd hours probably to get up to a point where we can start to play together. Yeah. It's just...
And I'm very salty as well because for me to get the platinum, I'm one trophy away from that as well.
Oh, yeah.
And at one point they were like, oh, you need to do the Leviathan raid on prestige difficulty.
Yeah.
And then they removed the Leviathan raid from the thing. And then I had to wait for it to get patched so they can change what the trophy does. And even that, it's like Grandmaster difficulty on a Nightfall Strike. And even that's really difficult for you to get to because you have to level up to a stupid level again.
Yeah.
And I was like...
And then you need a team to coordinate. And even then, if you have it, you might still lose.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, this is just... You've made it so difficult. You've made it a chore. Not fun, a chore.
Yeah, you basically made it so you can't get the platinum.
Exactly.
Unless you are part of like some OG guild or something and everybody's there to help you out.
And when you start fucking with my trophies, that's a personal attack.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough from Destiny.
Yeah.
A couple of things I'm just going to rattle off here because they're not too interesting.
Cool.
They're making a Gollum game. Like anyone gives a fuck. Somerville, that is actually a very nice looking game. It's kind of like it's made by the same people who made Limbo.
Yeah.
Remember we saw it one time at the Xbox showcase. Yeah. Looks very, very cool. Very much want to see more of that.
Looks good.
Cuphead's getting an expansion called the Delicious Last Course.
Gaming.
Funny because it says Delicious Last Course DLC. Good words.
Nice.
I like it. Good words you did there. Sonic Frontiers is a open world Sonic game, a brand new Sonic game coming up.
Yeah, nice.
Open world suits that because he runs really fast. The open area seems really cool for him. However, everyone immediately called it Breath of the Wild because he stands on a ridge and looks over an open field. And it's like, he's the Breath of the Wild were the first people to do that. Never done before.
It's very Breath of the Wild.
Exactly. And anytime anyone uses a glider, Breath of the Wild. It has to be Breath of the Wild right there. And here we go into something really interesting. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yeah.
We got actual gameplay for this game this time. And in my personal opinion, no bias whatsoever, forget about what you're seeing right here. Right. I think it looks great.
This is the one thing I've been meaning to check out every time I forget. But I did hear that it looked good, yeah. It's so great. I really love the... so on top of all the comedy that they still showed, that they still have in all of the trailers, there was this one moment where he Deadshot's shooting at the Flash, but then the Flash zips up behind him and he's like, yeah, you got him. And then they turn around and try to like shoot him with like a handgun, and he dodges it immediately because he's the Flash. And he's like, seriously? Why don't you just mail me the bullet? So great. That's Flash. That's really good.
That's great comedy right there. Anyway, but the actual gameplay that we saw, all the characters look really fast. They look fluid. They look like they've got their own like special set of abilities. The over-the-shoulder shooting is a lot closer than you think. So like, it looked like he was properly sitting on the guy's shoulder. Right. Somehow looked really awesome.
Sick.
It was like flying. Deadshot was flying in the air. And he was like unloading on these bunch of.
You know, I'm gonna get this
monster.
Up, so
get it up. Yeah. It looked really, really cool. I loved every character. They showed off like a few of their moves. Even like Harley Quinn looked fantastic. King Shark, he looked good as well. He didn't look like he'd be a useless tank or anything like that over there. It looked great. It looked really cool. I can't wait. I want to see more of Superman. Please tell me that he's going to be a playable character, and that's all we.
He's definitely not.
It's probably not. It's probably not. I mean, Superman can't be done. We'll probably play as Wonder Woman, but we can't play as Superman.
Yeah.
We'll wonder if we haven't seen Batman in this. You know.
Well, I mean, you can't have like a really powerful hero in here. You can have Superman turn up, but obviously if Batman arrives, so just
I thought you was going to
the game.
I thought you was going to say, of course Batman's in it. He's in everything. Oh yeah. If you fast forward just a little bit, because there's some cutscenes at the beginning, but you can see the. Oh, here we go. Here's the gameplay part.
It looks good, man. I gotta say,
it looks nice, right?
Oh wow, that is a lot closer than.
Yeah, it's like
looks sick,
intimate almost with the guy.
Yeah. I mean, look, if we're gonna get intimate with anyone, Deadshot's the guy to be, right?
Mm-hmm. This.
Yeah.
Seriously, why don't you just mail me the bullet?
That's cool. This honestly looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're going to get a fair amount of variety with the crew.
Yeah.
So we said it before we saw anything that this could be a really good fun game if they take any inspiration from the second Suicide Squad movie, as in don't do the first one, then it could be really good. So vindicated. We're always right. People would think it gets boring being right all the time, but honestly, it doesn't.
It doesn't. We enjoy it. We enjoy it a lot. Anyway, that's Suicide Squad. I can't wait for that. Still no official date on it, just 2022. That's all they said. So yeah, we'll see when that comes out.
Yeah, it looks like fun. It looks like good fun.
Next game, Forspoken.
Yeah.
Forspoken, for those of you guys that don't know, is a PS5 and PC exclusive.
Yeah.
Coming out May 2022. Being co-written by Amy Hennig and a guy called Gary Whitta. Unfortunately, that guy was the guy who also was involved in the writing of Star Wars Rogue One.
Right, but here's one thing.
But we also have Amy Hennig on it, so it's like...
That's the one thing.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. And I will say, we did get Vader at the end of Rogue One.
True.
There was some ray of hope.
Yeah. Ray. Get Ray. Because it's a Star Wars character. Ray.
And she is actually in some way related because obviously Palpatine is Vader's master and Ray is a Palpatine. And also a Skywalker. She's a Skywalker.
She is a Skywalker.
And
She
Darth
did give
Vader's
herself
actually
that name.
Anakin Skywalker. So
Exactly.
they're basically the same person.
What's your name, kid? Ray Skywalker.
Oh my days, I hate
Anyone can be a Skywalker.
Oh god, I hate it so much. Oh my days.
But yeah, that's
the one thing is that Amy Hennig.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge win for that. And I don't give a frick. Excited.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. The gameplay looked quite good as well. It was a bit more fluid. There was some that somebody uploaded. It was them. They uploaded 4 minutes of gameplay, and it's very like open world-ish and whatnot. And there's a lot of cool abilities this girl has, and everything looks good. Frame rate looked a little bit low in the presentation video they showed, which makes me think that maybe they need to polish a bit more, but they've got time.
I mean, we've seen some big turnarounds. We've seen games that spent $500 million and showed a really unpolished old build.
Yeah,
turn around and be okay. So
yeah, exactly. Not naming any names. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It's apparently it's going to be exclusive for at least 2 years. That's what it said in the promotional material.
Okay.
That's a big exclusive to buy. Sony usually...
I mean, it's a brand new IP.
Yeah.
However, Amy Hennig.
Yeah.
Like, for real, that...
It's a big get.
Yeah, fair enough. I hope it's amazing. I really want it to be great.
Yeah,
but, it's going to suck because, obviously, female leads don't sell.
That's a good point.
We know this.
Yeah, there's a few female characters in this, and as we know, that's just
going to be shit
not what people want.
No one wants that.
Our next game... Saints Row was shown off.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much more. It wasn't
Saints Row.
Yeah, it didn't sway me in any way, particularly from the point that I was already at, which apparently this is going to be, they've said they've got a crew of millennial kids who have got starting up their own business. And I was like,
okay.
This is either going to be terrible or it's going to be really good and you're taking the piss out of it, because that's what Saints Row does.
Yeah.
It takes the mick. And
yeah, it's going to be some like free trade, all organic, totally vegan coffee or something ridiculous.
If they do that, I'm like, oh, this is funny. Yeah. I get it. But if they do it as like, no, this is seriously what we're doing, I'm like,
right.
You don't realize that you're a joke. You don't really realize that. Anyway,
the business will have a dog that is only fed like cut grass, because it's vegan by choice, shit like that.
Dogs are vegan by choice. That's right. They can choose that. Next, they showed off Among Us VR, which was quite funny to see.
That's cool.
It was funny because we was like, I know the art style. Is it like Rick and Morty or something like that? And then the guy's like pushing buttons or something like that as he's doing his jobs.
Yeah.
And then he looks over to the side. Fucking Among Us guy just takes him out. It's like, oh, I'm dead and whatnot.
That's jokes.
It's quite funny.
I can see me walking into a wall playing like that though.
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
They showed off another trailer. It was a CG trailer. It was just to show off how beautiful the place looks.
It's going to look...
It does look beautiful. We don't really need to know more. This game's coming out in less than 2 months.
Yeah.
we're fine, we're happy.
Everybody who already plays that kind of game, this is the only game they're looking forward to. And anybody that doesn't, either doesn't care at all or is going to wait to see what their mates think of it and then maybe try it.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm at. You're not getting like a collector's edition or anything for it? Yes, you are. Okay.
I had to get the collector's edition.
I was going to say, I'll just borrow the disc once you finish platinuming it. But if it takes you 6 years...
Why would you say that, okay? It's not my fault that Bloodborne actually required 6 years worth of work in order to get the platinum.
That's correct.
It requires
you,
for
in
you
fact,
to...
were the first person to get platinum.
Exactly.
Bloodborne.
Exactly.
The dumb thing is, this is where I find myself looking at me like as an out of body experience, going, "You're a freaking idiot," because I could play Bloodborne for free.
Yeah,
it's on the PS Plus collection, isn't it? But I haven't, and have no interest in it. But this is what we talk about with like new things. Bloodborne's old,
yeah,
and it kind of it doesn't look bad, but it looks a little bit dated. I'm like, if I'm gonna play a game like this, let me give it its best shot at least.
Yeah,
but I haven't heard anyone that enjoys these games say anything bad about Bloodborne. So I don't know why I'm doing this.
It's there, but no, I'm gonna wait.
It's there. It's like one of the most highly regarded games of all time as a roguelite, and it's free. Nah,
I'll be very interested because this is the first time that you've even shown like kind of interest in like a Souls type game.
It's not my normal thing,
and this is gonna be cool.
Like even Returnal, which is much closer to the sort of game I might play.
Yeah. You've not shown any affinity for it.
For some reason, Elden Ring... maybe I'm just caught up in the hype tornado.
Maybe.
And I'll just play it for 5 minutes. Which, in fairness, will be 5 minutes more than I played RDR2. So.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
You know.
The people are so angry about that.
I know. I'm disappointed in myself. I had it there. It was installed. I just didn't do anything with it.
The next game that they showed off, a game called Arc Raiders. Now, did you see much about this?
I know of it, yeah.
So I pulled off the blurb for it from the Steam page. It says Arc Raiders is a free-to-play, reimagined cooperative action shooter that offers an intense struggle in every session. Together with your squad, defend your home and resist the onslaught of Arc, a ruthless mechanized threat descending from space.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds good.
And the gameplay looked kind of cool, especially for a free-to-play game.
Yeah. I mean, free-to-play stuff is getting pretty massive.
Yeah. Do you know what? I always have an adverse sort of a reaction to free-to-play.
I feel you. Because I feel like it's just going to be a mobile game or Fortnite.
Yeah. Or just chalked with ads.
Yeah.
Or chalked with microtransactions. Yeah. It never seems like if I feel better when I pay for a product because there's a certain level of expectation.
Yes.
When you say free-to-play, it's kind of like all bets are off.
Well, also, I feel like if I've paid for a game and I complain about it, I can be heard because I'm a paying customer.
Yeah.
If it's free, the appropriate response from a lot of people, and it's fair enough, is just uninstall it, bruv.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. It's free. Just get rid of it. If you don't want to, if you're going to complain about it, fuck off. Which is fair enough.
Yeah. The one thing where recently has happened that is really pissing me off is that because Halo Infinite, the multiplayer, has gone free to play, it's getting the same reactions for people where they can say, well, just don't play it, it's free.
Yeah.
However, this was something that was included in every other game previously.
Yes.
The fact that they took it out and made it free doesn't make it any... It would... Otherwise, you wouldn't have any of this argument. They just took it out because they wanted to have that argument.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off about it.
That bugs me as well.
Anyway, Arc Raiders looks interesting. We'll have to see what happens with that. One other thing they mentioned right at the end... Matrix Awakens.
Yeah.
So this was a Unreal Engine 5 demo available right now on Xbox Series X and PS5. You can go try it out right now. Have you seen this demo?
Yeah. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. It just makes me desperately want the game that they showed. Yeah. Like, just make it.
Just make it. You guys are making great stuff here. They made this whole like sequence for those of you guys that didn't play it. It's like where you're in the car with Trinity and Neo, and they look fantastic for CG standards.
Yeah. But hold on. The background of the set piece. Forget CG. If someone had just taken a picture of that saying, "Oh, I'm in New York today. Look at this sunset," I'd have been like, "Oh, that's a great picture, bro."
Yeah.
Like, honestly, unless you were really looking for it,
gorgeous, right?
Yeah, amazing.
And the suit that Trinity wears, obviously that like latex sort of like shiny suit.
Yeah.
Perfect reflections on it as well. The lighting is
ray
beautiful.
tracing, live ray tracing, basically.
And then there's this sequence where you're fighting off agents that are like jumping from hood to hood of a car.
Yeah.
And the explosions, the way that the cars collide with each other, the crumple zones, it was great. And I watched the Digital Foundry breakdown of it. The game is a real-time render of what's going on.
Yeah.
He tried to replicate it on multiple different consoles, but couldn't get the exact same thing because each time it's rendered completely differently.
That's so sick.
And I was like, this is madness. Madness.
That is nuts, isn't it? It's great. That's the level that I want to be at for this generation.
Yeah.
Where like if something is rendered live, then little things that you did, like let's say you come into a room and there's two doors, just the fact that you're in one side or the other, right? Or did you bring a lamp with you or not? It's just little things mean that you cannot possibly get the same cutscene.
Yeah.
Just little things like that, and we'll get there.
It's good to know that we're heading in that direction, eh? It looked really good. And that was all of the announcements at the Game Awards. No mention of Lego Star Wars, which was a fucking bummer.
I mean, that's out this year, right?
Supposed to be. It was supposed to be last year, and then it got delayed into this year.
Yeah.
It got delayed to the end of this year, and then it went delayed into next year.
That's right.
We just don't know when this game is coming. Fucking the movies have wrapped up and gone and finished.
Yeah. So
it was supposed to come out at the end of Force Awakens.
Yeah. The thing is, it won't matter because when it does come out, it's going to be the game of the year, isn't it?
It's true. It's true.
All it has to be is Star Wars and Lego.
Yeah.
As long as it just doesn't mess things up, it can't fail.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the last few years. That's a big ask these days, but like, it's stacked. There's not much else that year. I don't care how much you like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
It's gonna beat it.
There you go.
And then you look, even if a new Forza comes out, I reckon it might edge that as well.
Oh, I don't know if you saw this, by the way. IGN gave Forza Horizon 5 its Game of the Year.
I mean, that makes sense because they don't know anything about gaming.
Which I think proves my point that a racing game can't get Game of the Year. If IGN believes it's possible, then that proves it is not possible.
Vindicated, isn't it? That exactly vindicated. We were right.
Alpha sent it to me, and I was like, "It's IGN." He's
You do realize you proved my point, right?
Sorry, I'm dying. Oh, my back is killing me. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's what's happening there. A good event, I felt like, in terms of announcements. I liked what was going on. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can let us know in the comment section. I did make a little video, and people were saying that they also felt it was okay. Just the ads. The ads pissed me off. And I know that it's a free event that he's putting on, and he has to pay for it somehow.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was a bit too much. I feel like it was over the top. And there were some awards as well, which were they just breezed through. Like some of them they just mentioned on the side.
Best game of the year.
The game of the year, thankfully, they spent some time on. But you know how we mentioned how the People's Voice Award?
Yeah.
Obviously, we called it Halo Infinite One, and we was like, that completely invalidates our voice as the players.
Yeah. It obviously was going to win it, and it absolutely shouldn't have been eligible.
Exactly.
Yeah. And let's not say it's not good, but it came out after the cut-off.
People weren't voting for it because it was the multiplayer, because it was never mentioned as multiplayer.
Correct.
Anyway, we'll continue.
Yeah.
But even that award, it was like with 4 other awards bundled in. He was like, and the best esports player is this, and the best content creator is this, and the Players' Voice Awards is this, and then this other. See, and let's move on to our next announcement. I was like,
before that, a word from our sponsors.
I was like,
yeah, Jeff, come on, man.
You hyped it up as this big thing on Twitter, and you didn't even give us more than 3 seconds.
Yeah, this is just a disconnect, isn't it?
It's so strange.
Yeah,
so strange.
God damn it. Hefe.
Anyway, that's the Game Awards. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. We'll go over our predictions on Conbrosations Day, and then we'll decide who's going to be paying for the pizzas and the sides.
January 6th.
We'll have to figure out a day.
It'll be our first one.
TBA, but it'll probably be 8th, maybe. I think so on Saturday, something like that. Cool. We can bring in. Cool. Anyway, that'll be really cool right there.
Jamie.
Together. Okay. Bro,
Yes.
this is the True Gamer Podcast.
That's true.
Coming to everybody's eyes and ears every Saturday here on youtube.com/
Just search for the True Gamer Podcast.
Yeah, just search for that. Also, not Saturday for this week. So
Right,
we'll
right.
about that. Yeah, and also on podcast services around the world, you could just search for the True Gamer Podcast. If you love what we do here, if you like supporting us, you can head down below the YouTube video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to get our videos in your sub box, and hit that notification bell for occasional notifications when
Here
we
and
put
there.
a video out. And yeah, you can see more of us if you like that sort of thing. If, however, you want to take your support an extra step, if you want to really give us your support and make this show possible, continue the thing we got going here, you can head over to patreon.com/Conbrosations and kick us a couple of bucks a month where you can get exclusive videos, exclusive podcasts, and your name read out with a bunch of true gamers, like a bunch of true gamers at the $5 tier.
That's right.
I don't even have the list up yet. So
Amazing.
Consummate professional right here. Just give me one moment for the internet to load.
2 seconds. We're just waiting. Totally not filling dead air.
And those amazing true gamers who make this show possible are Jeremy Horde, Sab2557, Sheps' Crusty Right Nut, Adam the Melissa Bonnie Simp, Isak Manny, Cats Coral, Kevin Crow, Superwell Ben, Joe McCormack, Diogo, Billy, Polio Pussy. Polio Pussy got me disabled, aka Zacchino.
God.
That's lovely right there. Sussy Imposter Among Us moment. Batfan, aka the Better Eddie clone. Dan Dano, Fishy, the Jackal, Max H, Cobra SS, and Albie Scory. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and all the gaming going here.
That's
at
right.
Conversations. All of you guys should be checking in your post soon. You might have something coming from us.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's up?
It's nudes. It's nudes from us.
It's nudes.
Polaroids.
Yeah, that's why we didn't send it over Discord.
Exactly. No digital footprint, you know.
No,
Come on,
exactly. But look, if you're interested in that, you can join over 50 patrons over patreon.com/Conbrosations. You do get exclusive podcasts.
Yes.
Conbrosations podcast, completely unfiltered. And the True Gamer Plus, I'm sorry, it's only Ed. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Supplementary podcast to this. And that's for as little as $1 a month. So maybe consider that. But if you can't,
It's totally
I
fine.
don't have the thing, so you're going to have to take it away.
It's totally fine if you can't. If you don't want to kick us any money, if you don't think we're worth it, if you think we're just worth the free ads that you guys will work through, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
We appreciate you regardless. You just being here, supporting us, listening on Spotify, wherever you guys do.
Yeah.
We love you regardless, okay? It's all good. You're part of the bro family over here.
You know how to help. Rate 5 stars, leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm, like, subscribe, all that stuff. You know.
Bro,
Yes.
now it's time for your favorite segment, Correcting Conbrosations.
That's right. So look, if you are new around here, we have opinions on the internet, and we've never let facts get in the way of a strongly held belief.
Nope.
Which means sometimes we've said things that aren't exactly accurate. So if not when, but if we do say something, and you're just like, actually, at 1:57, which please, for the love of God, timestamp it. I appreciate the timestamp so much. You can correct us. You can just head down to the comment section of this video and you correct us. We will read out your comment next week on the next show and say, whoever, when we said this, any correction. But I mean, we're so smart, bruv. Do we even have corrections?
I mean, is it really a correction when it's towards us? It's more
Right.
like a, hey, heads up, more information for you guys.
Right.
We never get anything wrong.
Exactly.
But here's one of them. Heads up, Conbrosations. That's what he says. Right?
Of
I'm
course,
not
I see
telling
it. I can see it. That's exactly what he wrote.
Sean Taylor writes in, he says, Spider-Man PS4 was on PS Now. I was the one that said that Spider-Man's never been on PS Now because some games don't go there. I didn't know that. There must be other games that haven't gone to that first party that
I don't know.
maybe. If it has, then my point still stands. If there hasn't been anything, then my point still stands. If it has, then I need to reevaluate.
Fun
that.
fact, Spider-Man PS4 was also on the PS Vita.
Aha!
So-
There we go.
Take that to the bank.
Take that. One of our boys, I don't know how to say this name. 1BLK Talon. That's
What?
right. I think it's supposed to be Black Talon. 1BLK Talon.
Oh, yeah. That's a
guess
pretty
it
sick
works.
name, actually.
Black Talon does something.
That's sick. I want that. That's my next call sign. Next game, Black Talon.
It's like what was it in Ride Along the movie?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart calls himself Black Hammer.
That's pretty sick.
And
as well.
and the guys are like, wait a minute, that black. He's talking to his missus, and she's like, I want to see the Black Hammer tonight. And she goes, the guys on his headset are like, wait a minute, the Black Hammer means your dick? I thought it was like a Thor reference or something. And they're like, whoa! It completely changes the whole thing. Let's talk about that. Anyway,
also, it's good because it's not like over the top. It's not like Death Viper.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Black Town. That's pretty sick.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
He says, release... His suggestion for PlayStation Spartacus, we were saying, he says, release the major PS5 games to one of the subscription tiers at the same time it arrives on PC.
Ooh.
So you know the games come like a year, 2 years afterwards on PC.
Big shout.
Massive value, because that's one of the things that people say about PlayStation users and cross-buy and stuff like that. They're like, oh, we'll have to buy the game again, etc. What if they gave it away on PS5 for free when it comes to PC?
Yeah. Well, like for free if it's on
included in the subscription.
Yeah.
It would be like another added benefit to being on PS5.
That's a really good shout. And then you would, like, functionally, you're going to pay whatever let's say it's the top tier, which we guess at like, what, $14.99, something like that. You're still getting a seriously good price for if that's all you played, and realistically you'll probably play some other stuff as well.
Yeah,
that's a shout.
That's a good shout.
Well done, Black Talon.
Black Talon, I like it.
That's such a sick name.
What's gonna be really funny, it's like, no, it's just my initials, BLK.
It's just BLK.
No.
Damn it,
BLT was taken and it was bread, bread, lettuce and tomato. Anyway, there's a bacon, lettuce, and tomato, actually, isn't it?
I don't know.
Who cares? Okay.
Bread, lettuce, and tomato. That sounds like a terrible sandwich. Just got to be bacon in it. Have to.
Dano wrote in, and this was regards to the Halo Infinite story that I was talking about. He goes, also, the forward operating bases, the FOBs, do have story. They have audio logs that tell you what led up to the Banished attacking the UNSC. The high-profile enemies that you take can give you access to highly useful weapons that you can redeem again at FOBs. I see that. It's not delivered in the same way that like a cutscene or a story moment is. It's a bit different. I agree. I'm one of the people that looks at like audio logs and read like notes and stuff like that. So I will get that when I eventually finish Halo Infinite, which I totally don't. But yeah, that's the thing. Most people don't do that. They just like pick it up unless it's a collectible. They're just like.
You know, we mentioned Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I watched George's like hour and 40-minute video on it, and it looks amazing. You know, I watched it because he's our boy. But also, it was a great video, and I was curious because I don't want your trash opinion. I want someone with good takes,
someone who knows about gaming,
right? But the number one thing that turns me off of those games is not actually the roguelike issue, which I hate.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that there seems to be this incredible story that I can only find by reading 7 pages of Prisoner's Diary. I don't want to read a Prisoner's freaking diary. Like, it's not what I want.
A lot of people are like that as well.
Yeah. So that's why,
for better or for worse, whatever. It's just people's preference. So that unfortunately, that isn't a very good argument. Unfortunately, for replacement of a story, like a main story.
I'll say I know what you're saying, Dan.
Yeah.
But I feel like to move a narrative forward, you need to have that same level of budget, let's say, in the presentation of of that additional story. With the exceptions, for example, say like The Last of Us 1, a lot of Ellie and Joel's relationship growth happens in those little moments where as you're walking through a building, they speak to each other.
Yeah.
But that is like more natural story progression. Like it's tiny addendums. Like you could still get their full relationship without ever seeing or hearing that stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a nice additional thing.
Yeah.
So like those audio logs will be a great addition, but it's got to really come in the cutscenes.
Also, audio logs, skippable.
Yes. Very easy to put that away. Right.
If it's meant to be part of the story, if you're supposed to learn something about it, it should be front and center. You're in it. You're put into it, and you see it.
And like I know someone's going to say, well, you can skip cutscenes. Like, yeah, you can, but why would you if you're playing a game for the first time?
Those aren't people. Those aren't people.
Yeah. Not for the first time. Like, look, if you're trying to speed run or something, okay, fine, but like, not for the first time. You want to experience all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I even like to experience the original cutscenes. Like not the original, but the intro cutscenes. Like, you know when you boot up the game for the very first time?
Yeah.
And they show you stuff at the beginning, even before you get to the main menu? I watch all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
All right, and that's everything from Correcting Conbrosations. Thank you, everybody, for writing in. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Okay.
Before we get into anything else, we were talking about Halo.
Yes.
How have you played any more of it? How are you finding it? How are you finding the story? Where are you at with it, blood?
No. So I what I did was I've gone into my breaking into the backlog phase now.
Right.
Halo Infinite is one of those games on there. However, I was deep into Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I finished that game, absolutely adored it. It was very, very good. And I now understand the people that are saying, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, Game of the Year candidate. Yeah, and I'm very much in there for me as well. And I can't wait for us to wear. Or a bit better than Forza. No, it's fantastic. Honestly, great. The narrative in it was great. The emotional moments were fantastic. I loved it. And the comedy was great. Got the platinum in it, and I'm so glad that I experienced that sooner rather than later. There was a part of me that was like, I don't know, I missed the hype train at the beginning. I can wait until next year, but I didn't, and I loved the fact that I didn't.
Well, while you brought it up,
yes,
once you finished it, I think I was around here, and you're just like, here, just try it out.
Went to poker night.
Oh, it was poker night. That's right. So I've been playing it, kind of, a little bit.
How are you finding it?
Well, it took me over an hour to get more than 20 minutes into the game because, as some of you may know, I should really be hired to a game test because I find every bug. I put it in. It was okay. Got to that first section where you're in the quarantine zone or something.
Yeah.
So it's very early on. It's still, I think it's the tutorial bit of it.
Yeah.
And you shoot some bugs or something, and then my camera was hard locked to one point here, and I could even see. So like the way I was trying to get around it is you can see where, like, if you wait long enough, Groot will go to the next thing. So I could see that there was a passageway there, right? So I'm like, okay, I can't actually look where I'm going, but if I run towards the area, he'll do the animation. He won't do the animation because you have to look at the slot or the thing to duck under
to go in it. Yeah.
So I tried every variation of that. I tried killing myself. I tried everything. I tried reloading. In the end, I had to uninstall and put the whole game back on again. And I did manage to get past it, and I put a little bit of time on it. I got to we just escaped the Monster Queen.
Yeah.
So I don't know how. I would guess that's about maybe a quarter of the way through the game.
Monster Queen. Which one's that?
You take either Groot or Rocket.
Lady Hellbender.
Yeah.
My God, she's gorgeous.
Mate, she's got like a Lady D kind of thing. I'm suddenly into these big milfy mummy chicks.
Huge woman, redhead as well.
Yeah, blue skin. I love me a blue bitch.
She's wearing like basically a bodysuit, so she's like
she's there's gonna be some art of her, I would guess.
Everywhere.
I found her really compelling as well. She seemed really cool.
Yeah.
So I got through past that and found the kid. We went back to pay off our debt or something.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. I'm going back to the ship, something like that. And I figured out who she was immediately. Like immediately. As soon as you see the eyes, you know. But I would guess that's maybe 4 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, about
ish. But it took me more like 6.5 because of the fucking issues. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. I will say, weirdly, I'm defending Rocket and that girl all the time, and
Gamora.
I haven't defended her once yet. It just never occurred to me.
When you say that girl, you mean Nikki?
Yeah. So I need to like back up some of these people. Does it make a difference? So like anytime there was a point where Drax wanted to throw Rocket across the thing, and I said, no, we're not doing that. And he goes, oh, Rocket appreciates your thing. Does that affect anything?
Yes. There's a few, not very big things.
Yeah.
There's some things, items that you can get and you can't get based on your decisions, and you take a different route to the end of you ultimately come to the same ending, but the route that you take can be either good or bad or harder or easier depending on what you do.
Cool.
Because I was looking through a trophy guide so I can get all the things. I had to pick certain situations, otherwise I wouldn't get access to a certain collectible.
Right. Like I've got a couple of the Horseman skins, so I have Rocket and Groot's one. Groot's looks sick.
Oh yeah.
Oh my days, that looks sick. And the worst thing is I got that on the level where I'd already committed to Rocket being the monster or something. And I'm like, look at Groot. Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at him. So, but I'm enjoying it. It's definitely fun. I wish that would have got a bit more time with the combat wheel, because it's not just picking one person to do one move. I think they all get 3 or 4 by the end of it.
Yeah, there's 3 that they get and then a special move. So 4.
Yeah, so I could easily see it being very tricky where like you pick the wrong guy accidentally or pick the right guy but the wrong move and stuff like that.
Do you know what? I found that really so that was one of the things that I said about like Mass Effect that I thought was a little bit clunky, having like a wheel and whatnot. I guess it comes down to muscle memory and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with this, I was just sort of like, I know exactly what move and what buttons to press to get Groot to grab that guy, what it is to make her do this move, to make him do that move, and it just stuck to me. It was great. It was very fluid.
The thing with Mass Effect is there's less AI involvement. And what I mean is, if you tell Gamora to use her like slashing attack on that guy, she figures out the rest.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
With Mass Effect, to really dominate in that game, you want to pick a character, you tell them to go there, use this weapon, use this ability on that guy. You're really telling them everything.
Explicit.
And there's like they will sometimes do a lot of it themselves, but because you can control all of it. Like Gamora doesn't have 2 sets of weapons depending on if the guy's armored or unarmored, right? And you don't have to choose any of that. There is that kind of aspect to things for Mass Effect, but Mass Effect 2 gets it a lot better. But this system feels like it's based off the Mass Effect 2, the Mass Effect system.
Cool.
Which I'm not saying. Correcting Conversations was used as Mass Effect. I'm not saying that's the system. I'm just giving it as an example. Shit.
Jesus, calm down, guys.
I am enjoying it. I just wish I didn't have to uninstall the freaking game. Oh my days.
Speaking of bugs, I got one that nearly destroyed my enjoyment for the game.
Oh no, I'm definitely getting this. What happened?
Well, I don't think you will, because it's trophy related. So
yeah, but if it's somewhere where you're not intended to go, but you can access it and explore, I'm definitely getting there.
No, so what it is, I guarantee it won't affect you, this one. So there's a trophy in the game where you need to get 65% of the collectibles.
Okay.
65%. Don't know why. And I'm going through and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to do it as the trophy guide tells me, and then eventually it'll pop and then I don't need to worry about it anymore.
As you collect stuff, you'll get that one on the way.
I get in and I get all the way up to, there's 16 chapters, and I get all the way up to, I'm like, chapter 10, I'm like, okay, we're getting around about the 60%
that should
mark.
be about it. Yeah.
Chapter 11.
Hello.
Got the trophy. Chapter 12.
Wakey.
13. And I'm
okay,
like,
now we're closing it. Yeah, that's
14. Like, what is going? Where's this? Why have I not got this? And then I go and search in the comment section of this trophy guide, and they're like, "When did your trophy pop for so and so trophy?" Like, mine popped at chapter 10, and I'm like, and other people are like, "Mine popped at chapter 14. Mine didn't pop at all." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, this is a bug trophy. Oh dear God."
Cool.
And I'm like, I'm not playing this game again if I have to play. I'm not going to do it. No. I won't do it. And then
now I understand why you're saying it's game breaking, because for you don't play games for fun.
I don't. I play it for the trophies.
Right.
It's the only reason for playing video games. Okay?
I have to say, this is honestly our biggest.
I got down to the last. So after you finish the game, you have to go into New Game Plus and get 3 of these Star-Lord outfits.
Okay.
It popped on that. I had to get every single collectible and then the last 3 collectible outfits for it to go, all right, that's 65% of them. So a bunch of them in between somewhere just didn't register, and it happened to be the exact number that I needed to. I got all of them. I was like, whew. Otherwise, I'd have been like, this game is a 0 out of 10. Never mention this game ever again.
In fact, I'm proceeding with legal action against these guys.
Where's my platinum trophy?
I gotta say, the platinum thing is our biggest. I think it is the single point where we differ the most.
Yeah.
On anything, I can't think of anything else that we don't at least somewhat agree on. Like, I get a lot of trophies, not on purpose. I'm just exploring stuff.
By what you do,
yeah. Like I get a lot of collectibles because, like, I
shiny things.
I did nearly break the game once accidentally, so it wasn't. I don't think it's a bug, but you know, when you're escaping the fell benders or whatever her name is, the Queen's thing, you end up on like some floaty thing, and there's 2 red force fields that are going to squish you. You have to freeze one and then get to the side. Well, I managed to get around the side without breaking the thing that's in the way.
Oh shit!
And so none of the crew followed me. And I just assumed that's how you get off the thing. And so I ran all the way across. I even tried to see if you can get you're stuck on the left side of things, and it looks like there's stuff you can stand on the other side. So I even tried crossing it a bunch of different times, and I found everything. That's how I found, like, you know, Groot's suit and all that shit. And I did nearly bug out the game because if you get there, I just assumed I'll keep going forward and they'll join me.
Yeah.
What happened is I went all the way across this thing to a point where you cannot physically go any further because you need Rocket to hack a door. And they never joined me, and no enemies spawned. And I was like, oh no. Oh God. Like, this definitely isn't right.
I've gone the wrong way here.
Like, I need to go back to imminent death and figure out how to get out of imminent death, even though I thought I did already do that.
Oh boy.
So yeah, so that's my point, is I'll explore to the point of breaking the game.
But not trophies.
Yeah.
There you go. It was a good game though, so I'm looking forward to you finishing
it. It's been a lot of fun.
it.
And I did think I would find their appearances and their voice actors and stuff, in particular Gamora and Drax and Peter. I thought I would find it more jarring than I did.
But it's not, right?
No, it
it's
works
good.
fine. Yeah, it works really well. And I feel like it's because they're not trying to be the exact same characters that we know from the movies. They're just trying to be the character of Gamora, the character of Peter Quill.
Yeah.
So it's just that vibe of it, but they're not trying to be Chris Pratt's Peter Quill. They're not trying to be, I forget her name, but Gamora. I actually like this Gamora a lot. I think she's Zoe. Oh yeah, Saldana. Zeldana.
I think it's Zeldana.
They're not trying. Not that I don't like her Gamora. I think I prefer this Gamora because she's more quippy and
she's good.
Yeah,
I liked her a lot.
Yeah, it's cool.
I found myself simping quite often.
Yeah, I can see that. Is just silly question for me because I do. It turns out I'm a romance gamer. Are there romances in it or not really? Because I want to romance Groot and the llama. Did you save the llama?
I did save the llama.
Did you, when you got caught by the cops, did you give up the weapons of the llama?
The llama.
You gave up the llama?
Yeah.
I saved the llama.
The thing is that it's not really giving up the llama. So in my version, spoiler for anyone who hasn't played it.
No spoilers.
It's the beginning part and whatnot. If you keep your weapons hidden,
yeah,
and you freely say like we've got a llama on board,
yeah,
she doesn't take the llama.
Oh, okay.
It stays around, but what's her name?
The chick,
the woman that you know, she just disapproves of. It's like classic Quill,
right?
Always
finding this alien llama.
This could be contaminated, you know. It's like it's fine. It's been on the ship for hours.
Does that Infinity Stone come back?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It had to. Right? It must have. Right?
When I that was what I mentioned last week when I was saying like there was a story set up that
right.
I hope he's going to play a big thing because you only see the Infinity Stone for a second and then it never comes back again until it comes back again.
Right.
You're like,
cool.
aha.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, no more about that. Great game. Looking forward to your thoughts on it when we talk about it in the future. Yeah. Is there anything else been playing?
So I've been playing. I found myself playing a lot of Apex. For the first time in ages, I jumped on a multiplayer game, Apex Legends, last night on my own.
Yeah.
I don't normally jump on those games on my own. I would jump on, like, if we were going to play Battlefield, I would never play Battlefield on my own. I'd jump, bro, do you want to jam some games? Played like all night just playing Apex.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I'm always a big fan of playing with yourself.
I'm a huge fan of that self-care time.
That's why I retweeted. Did you see the retweet that I did?
Which one?
I retweeted a Pornhub account who was saying everyone who retweets this is in for a chance to win 1 year premium membership.
Oh,
and
nice.
I did it as a joke. I was like, of course.
Did you win it?
No, I didn't win it.
I was going to say, sick.
That would be great.
What's your login?
I'd have given it away. I'd have been like, hey, who wants that?
That would have been a $69 Patreon.
Exactly.
Gift,
I did it as a joke, but everybody immediately ratted me out. They're like, Adriana, you seeing this?
right.
Whoa, bro, chill.
You guys, freaking rats. Snitches get stitches, okay?
Although that was probably, if I was in all honesty, I probably should have seen that coming.
Yeah, of course. These guys have no freaking honor.
No honor, exactly.
Bastards. So to answer the question, I have in my backlog, and I keep seeing, I think it's Sean, is posting a Plague Tale.
Yes.
I think it's Innocence Plague Tale, Plague Tale Innocence, one of them.
Plague Tale Innocence.
Yeah. Which is the version of the game that I have. I played maybe a couple hours of it, or I'd guess I'm a quarter of the way through it. And then just put it down and started playing other stuff. But it's on my list, and some of those pictures are so gorgeous. And I'm really intrigued to follow through on the story. So that and Guardians are my two like big must plays. And then I think I'll probably install and not play RDR2 again.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Don't play it.
Oh,
Just,
no, never.
It's the,
But I wanna see
God of War was the better game that came out that year.
way better. But I am curious to see how it runs, installing on the PS5 versus the PS4. That would be a good comparison, I think. So those two games, don't play RDR2 and a bit of Apex.
Yeah.
Are you playing? What are you actually into at the minute in your list? Because
So
your list is pretty significant.
Yeah, I actually want a bit of help from the guys on this one. What I should play next? There's a couple of games. Either I go back and I finish Demon Souls Remake, the one that came out on PS5.
Yeah, definitely don't.
Finish off Returnal.
Yeah.
Finish off Deathloop.
Yeah.
Or I'm thinking maybe, or even Halo Infinite I can finish as well.
Yeah.
Or I'm thinking maybe I might start the Witcher games. Do you know the 1 and 2?
Yeah, because you got...
Because that was gifted to me.
Yeah.
I think it was either Sean or it was either Corwin, one of those ones guys gave it to me. And I looked at it the other day on my Steam library. I was like, this might be something to play.
Yeah.
Because I've wanted to play Witcher again, but I was hoping to play the next gen patch update.
Yes, that's what I'm waiting for.
So I'm going to wait for that. But I could play 1 and 2 before that comes around.
You could. So here's the thing. I feel like 3 of those are roguelites, so they can all just get bent. Like, freak those. Useless, stupid, no one cares. There's a reason you haven't finished them. They all suck.
It's true, there
it's
is
a
a
shit
reason.
game type. So I'm going to say either probably Halo Infinite, because in my opinion, you're going to run into Mass Effect issues with the old Witcher games. From the things that I hear, especially the Witcher 1, the UI is very clunky. And we had UI issues with the Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Anything with swimming, anything with Roach, there were a bunch of issues with that. So
I think I should finish Halo Infinite first. I think I should, because that's one of the current games, and I have to know about it. I mean,
that's the thing.
Everyone else is talking about it. I have to know whether or not it was good or not.
You're still playing it, so it's like starting another game or another series of games, and you got Halos 2 and 3 to finish as well. But for real, don't start 3 until you and I have watched the promo stuff between the two, because I want to bring you through it a bit, and it's so good. But I would like to hear what you think about Halo Infinite, because you played Halo 1. I mean, Combat Evolved, I don't think anyone thinks Combat Evolved is the best one, but it is really good, and Halo 2 is great. 2 and 3 are incredible. So I would love to hear your thoughts on Halo Infinite, and then for you to finish Halo 2, and I'd love to compare those. That would be really cool.
I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to finish Halo Infinite first. It's not a long game. It's something like, someone says it's like 9 to 10 hours.
It's nothing, isn't it?
Nothing. So I think I can knock that out.
Yeah.
And then we'll make it make
Gaming.
my way to something else. All right. Let's go into our wrap-up session. So this is where we're going to be talking about all of like the wrap-up bits of news that's been going on in the world. Dr. Disrespect is opening a game studio.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Midnight Society, and they're now hiring at the moment. It's also being opened by co-founded by Robert Bowling. Do you remember him from MW1 days?
Way back in the
like
way,
that?
yeah.
So yeah, he's there as well. Apparently, this is going to be a thing. Don't know what they're going to be making, but video games,
freemium mobile games.
It's whatever it is. It has to have a battle royale, according to Disrespect.
Yeah.
So there we go. Stalker 2 specifically, a game that I was very excited for. Unfortunately, in the same week, announced that they will be using NFTs in their game.
Right.
A bit like Ubisoft announced it. And after Backlash, doubled down that they're going to be using NFTs and how it's amazing.
Right.
And then within hours, removed that tweet and then went on to say, "Dear stalkers, we hear you." The classic. Sorry. Based on feedback we have received, we've made the decision to cancel anything NFT related in Stalker 2. The interests of our fans and players are our top priority for the team. We're making this game for you to enjoy, whatever the cost. If you care, we care too. With love, Game World Team.
Yeah, nice PR piece.
Yeah.
Also, this smacks of like a Battlefront 2 type stuff where they had really set their sights on a certain dollar figure. And what they really should have done is gone, okay, we can see that you guys aren't keen on this idea. We are going to restructure. And maybe we're going to, once the game comes out and you see what you think, we're going to release some of our ideas and see what you think. and then it's up to you.
Yeah.
That's the way you do. You don't go, we're doubling down. You say, okay, we're taking it out as part of our profit model because obviously you guys don't like it and we care about you, but we think we got some good ideas. So once the game's up and running, we'll release some stuff and then you can see if you like it or not.
Yeah.
That's how you do that.
Yeah.
Or you just don't mention it. And 2 months into the game, you go, by the way, you guys are loving it. Here's some NFTs if that's your thing.
That's honestly the way to do it, because if you're genuine, if you're a good company and you thought of this idea and you thought it'd be a genuinely good idea to put into the game, then you should execute that. You should go through with that. You should have a good idea. And maybe you take it out in the beginning, you introduce it a little bit later, or you say, we're putting it in the game because we do genuinely think it's good. You guys can't see it now, but once the game is out, you'll see how good it is.
Yeah.
And then rely on your good work.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing in there. If you say, look,
But when you say it this way, it's very clear that you were trying to take advantage, and you agree that the NFTs are a bad idea in video games. That's why you just went, all right, okay, hands up. All right, we did a dumb thing. We're gonna take it out right here.
why does nobody see this? I swear maybe we should look for jobs as community managers, because I feel like if that was us, if I was the community manager for S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, right, I'd put up a physical video of me saying, look, the game's progression isn't going to be affected by this, but we think you'll love it, and we think some of you want collectibles and like are really going to vibe with this, and we believe in the product, we believe in our work, and so we're going to release it as an NFT. Now, if that's not your thing, it's not going to affect your game at all, and it's not going to affect how we care for you as our customer and as part of our community. But if it is something that you're into, if you like that sort of collectability and stuff, we're going to make it there. And it may look, if no one buys it, then that's going to show us, isn't it? We believe in the product.
Yeah.
But I want you to know, if you don't buy a single thing, you're still going to get the exact same game experience.
Yeah.
And it's not going to affect anything. The aftercare is still going to be there. The product's still going to be there. The skins are still going to be... Everything's going to be there. It's just an extra thing for those of you that really love it. That's it.
Anyway... When you back out like this, it seems like you know something was
also,
wrong.
with love? Nah, bruv.
I just love the first line. We hear you. Oh, yes, you hear us, do you? You hear us.
The thing is, I feel like community managers need to realize that they're not just company out, they're audience in.
Yeah.
And I would love to see a couple community managers saying, I've got umpteen number of tweets.
Yeah.
And so I've scheduled a meeting about this thing. And I'm going to speak to like our head dev and the guys in accounting, all that shit, and actually get some answers for you about whether or not the NFTs affect progression at all, or affect the skins you can get at all, any of that stuff. Because I feel like community managers don't understand, the companies don't understand that their community managers are not just PR mouthpieces out, that there needs to be a perception that they're the audience's way in. Even if it's bullshit. At least lie to me, baby.
Lie to me.
Tell me I look pretty and stroke my hair. You know?
All right, yes, that's going on there. I have to say I was looking forward to it. This does put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, even though they've cancelled their plans to even put NFTs in it. It just smacks of they were trying to do something nefarious and they got caught. And
they saw a way to... It smacks of greed, innit? They saw a way to gain extra monetization and went balls deep in it.
The problem is as well, there's another side of this that I do have to be fair on, is that it's never been implemented in video games yet.
Right.
So we are angry because there is a nature of NFTs that's just stupid and stuff like that. And we're worried that it's going to ruin our games. And normally, whenever a game company ever introduces something into their games, it's usually for their profit, never for the benefit of the game. And specifically, when Ubisoft ever gets involved in something, know it's for profit and not for our enjoyment. So there's that. I do
it's
wish
the knee-jerk reaction in it.
I wish that they had put it in and stuck with it, because then we would see what it's actually all about. Better for worse, we would see what it's about, and then we'll go from there.
But that's the thing, is that companies, a lot of these, it's Suits, isn't it? Suits don't understand that if they make a product specifically for the enjoyment of their audience, they'll make more money.
Yeah.
They'll make more game sales. People will buy the NFT, right? People will buy things if it's good. But the problem is the focus has to be on serving the audience, not serving your bank account.
Yeah.
And the Suits can't see it.
Yeah.
You know, Suits can't see it.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know what we've always said, what we've been saying recently about Sony winning and winning and winning. It's because Sony at least seems to understand the investment in the long tail of their audience. Not that Sony loves you. They're a soulless, heartless corporation that will sell you down the river the second they think it's profitable.
Yes.
But they have realized that it is more profitable to make amazing games and to give you great value services. Not because they care about you, but because that's the best way to get the most people to pay the most money.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
And it's a win-win. So...
Oh, okay. Well, that's happening. Sorry.
Yeah, well, see, the big thing, just to wrap up this NFT thing, is I want it to be a company that isn't Ubisoft or EA.
Yeah.
You know, I want it to be... Do you know what would be sick?
Go on.
Insomniac or Sucker Punch, because no one can tell the difference between the two. Either one of them. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I think either one of them, because they both have good enough IP, especially, like, I feel like nothing infamous, but like Ghost of Tsushima NFT might bang.
The problem is that because these are well respected and highly regarded and quality producing studios, the fact that they don't dabble with it speaks volumes. It speaks that maybe this thing isn't that good, and the fact that it's only the shitty companies that are talking about it. Yeah, proves that it's the dumb thing. But like you said, if one of those companies were to do it, then maybe we'd pay attention. Maybe they'd do it right, set the standard correctly.
That's the thing.
And then we'd go in a good
maybe
direction.
They would do it right. Because like you said, it is just the shitty companies doing it. But wouldn't you think... I feel like, again, it has to be presented properly. Yeah. But let's say it was me doing Ghost of Tsushima 2. Yeah. Like a community manager. I'm the guy doing the PR releasement. I would say, like, look, here's the game. Like, it's our promo material. And on top of that, we're including NFTs. Yeah. Here are some NFTs, some collectibles for those of you that are really passionate about it and want something to collect, want a digital asset, right? Yeah. Or maybe you do, like, you know, the collector's edition with the like figures and stuff. Maybe do a collector pro with NFTs, like an NFT, and it's like a run of, say, 200 or 300 or 1,000 or whatever of like different gins or different something. Yeah. And then maybe another run of like even more but slightly less collectible NFTs. And you say, look, no matter what, the game is the same. Yeah. But we think that a lot of you love this game so much that you may want a collectible. And NFT seems to be the best way to do it. And we're going to try it. And here's what you need to do. Buy it or don't. Yeah. But the game is coming with the exact same passion, the exact same content, the exact same quality, the exact same aftercare. But if you want an NFT of gin or whatever, we're making them as well. And and you can, and we're going to let you decide if this is a good idea or not. Yeah. You know, but we believe in it. We love the product, and we think this might be a good thing. And if you guys don't love it, then it'll be a waste of our time, and who cares? Yes. You know, that would be the way to, I mean, you'd curate that a bit, but speaking of like worst, terrible companies and dealing with this whole NFT it gets
and
worse.
Stuff like that. Ubisoft put out a statement. Yves Guillemot specifically.
Sick.
He spoke about the NFTs, and this is how out of touch Ubisoft is and how out of touch Yves Guillemot is, right? Yeah. He likened the whole NFT situation and the backlash and stuff like that to his experience of what NFTs are to microtransactions and loot boxes. He's like, NFTs are going to be in games just like microtransactions and loot boxes are. As if that was something like, oh, that's something we accept. And
there's never been any controversy about those.
No. We don't want microtransactions or loot boxes in games. So yeah, we don't want. He was probably like, everyone accepts loot boxes in their games. You're gonna accept this as well. Do you know, how fucking out of touch do you have to be?
It's so ridiculous. The idea as well that Yves Guillemot, who's what, like 1,005 years old,
yeah, something like that.
We're somewhat like, we enjoy new tech.
Yeah.
I would say, as someone who has a passing interest in like what is crypto and NFTs and stuff, I'm incredibly ignorant on how any of it works. I have a basic conceptual understanding of blockchain at most. There's no freaking way Yves has a clue what he's being told. All he knows is that as of right now, people are making, there's, you know, it's like new crypto millionaires, you know, and if this was a few years ago, they'd be looking to bring out a crypto instead. But They're not. It's now an NFT, and he has no idea. He's just been told that we'll get super rich off this.
Yeah.
He has no.
He's been told by
freaking
people.
clue.
It's like,
Yeah.
potential output is this much.
Right.
Oh, well, that's all I care about. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Anyway, that's happening there. Bro,
Yes.
semi-big news.
Okay, semi or big, which? I mean, it can't be half
Big,
the way there.
but
Fully
bad?
erect or...
I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
You can tell me. A Splinter Cell remake
I freaking called it.
is officially being made.
Tell me
and
it's on mobile.
Ubisoft Toronto are making it. They're hiring people for it right now, so it means a few years out. Apparently, it's a remake on console. Legit remake of an old Splinter Cell game. So they're just redoing it essentially, but like with better graphics and better styles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's apparent. So we got rumors that there was going to be a Splinter Cell game coming, and it was going to be an open world Splinter Cell game.
Yeah.
And then we got this information, and then we found out afterwards that actually what these guys are doing is a remake, and that other game is still actually happening.
Yeah.
So this one's a remake of a Splinter Cell game, so it's going to be still Splinter Cell. It's going to
Yeah.
be great and everything like that, I'm sure. And then there's going to be an open world Splinter Cell game working on the side.
Why?
Just
Why? Here's the thing.
sorry, hit your mic there.
343, with arguably one of the single greatest IPs that exists in gaming,
Yeah.
with $500 million, couldn't make open world palatable.
Yeah.
For especially,
It seems like two separate things. It's like the
Right.
story's there, and then there's also an open world.
exactly,
It's not in the same game.
and especially taking open world, which fits in some cases, and shoehorning it in something where it doesn't work. Which I'm going to throw it out there. Splinter Cell's probably on the list of things that I wouldn't make open world. You know,
Yeah.
like Star Wars stuff. Okay, I can open world.
Yeah.
Maybe racing games.
Yeah.
Let's say a cowboy game.
Assassin's Creed. No, that's not.
Right? Yeah, like that's it. What are you doing?
Unfortunately, Ubisoft have gotten to the point where they only know how to make open world games, and shittily as well. Like really badly. They've just been like, okay, you make an open area, you put a bunch of question marks on the map.
Oh yeah,
You
just
put some buildings
shotgun
in there,
the question marks. Yeah,
and then that's it. And that's how it goes.
and then wait. If you really want to make it good, you coat the map in fog.
And
There
if
you
you
go.
want to make it even better,
Oh yeah.
you choose your gender at the beginning of the game. However, it bears no relevance to your character or what goes on.
It bears no relevance. You make a statement that the female one is the canon one,
Yes.
but females don't sell, which is why you gave them the option.
Exactly, and that's why you put the
Right.
male on the cover as well.
Right, and both Sam's are unisex names, Samantha and Samuel.
Exactly.
Right? So Sam Fisher was always intended to have double E breasts.
God, they're gonna do it, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they will.
They're gonna fucking make
Course
Sam
they will.
Fisher.
Of course they will.
Oh my god!
And do you know what's funny as well? Is I feel like, as I was saying that, I'm like, shit, we're going to get some flack for like making fun of the female thing, but we just spent an hour before talking about amazing female leads.
Yeah.
So I feel like our position is clear.
Yeah, very clear.
But like, it's Ubisoft. Seriously, except for Enzo and his
Yeah.
trilogy, have they ever got anything right?
No.
I feel like they really started fumbling for the ball early on, and then it just got further and further and further away, you know? And now they're kicking it as they chase it. Like, it's almost impressive to see how far they can get this sinking ship, bailing bits of water out,
Yeah.
but just throwing water out of one area and into the room behind them, you know?
And it's also very funny as well to see all of the shills in like
Oh,
media
God,
outlets
yeah.
and like YouTubers that like all agree. I was like, Far Cry 6 is actually really, really good.
You're right.
Great stuff. Yes, it's exactly the same as every other Far Cry game ever and has no heart and soul. Don't worry about it though, that's exactly what all us Far
That's
Cry
what we
fans
all
wanted.
want. It's the
Exactly.
product we asked for.
Exactly.
It's just...
Yeah, I'm not excited for... I might be excited for the remake, but however, I'm just not interested in Ubisoft games anymore, especially modern day Ubisoft. The Ubisoft we have now is not attractive and not appealing in any way.
I will say
I'm not excited about anything they're doing. That's the issue.
I will say, I would rather, if you're gonna get the game, go get it secondhand.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with you playing like anyone, play the game if you really want to find out, right? Or you want to be involved in the discussion.
Yeah.
Wait a few days and pick up secondhand. Don't let your money go to Ubisoft. Yeah. Somebody else is going to make that mistake. Maybe they're not informed or whatever. But just make sure your money doesn't go there.
Yeah.
Because that's all we can really do, other than flame Eves. But the guy doesn't even know how to work Twitter, so he's never going to see it.
Exactly.
You know? So, and in fairness, let me rephrase. He's completely redeemed. They put a random tattoo in Valhalla, so it's fine.
True. Supporting of the AC sisterhood.
So, there you go, innit?
There you go. Next part of our wrap-up. Keanu Reeves has apparently never played Cyberpunk 2077, despite CDPR telling us that he had played the game and liked it very, very much.
More lies, yeah.
Gotta love them lies right there.
I mean, this is the thing. Keanu, I actually don't... People are like, oh, Keanu, can't believe they lied. Well, first of all, I don't think he ever said that. They said
they said it on his behalf. It's like, oh yeah, Keanu played it and he really likes it.
I gotta be honest, I don't know if I ever would have believed that he played. He doesn't seem like a video games kind of guy, and he's super busy.
Yeah.
Either being sad on the subway, getting pictures taken of him, or acting all the time.
Yeah.
Like he is Keanu Reeves, I would have.
I wouldn't have been offended if it was like, oh, Keanu Reeves didn't play the game. He just doesn't play games. I'd have been like, cool.
Fair enough.
That's not his thing.
Also, we've got Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Like, that's enough, isn't it?
Good enough, mate.
It's enough.
I wonder if he's played in... I mean, the guy's a PC pleb, unfortunately. Don't worry, I will convert him.
I would bet that he has, and he's being very quiet on it because he loved The Witcher so much. And he's probably agrees with us that, like, it's kind of a kick in the dick.
Could you imagine? I would love to talk to him about that because he is such a big Witcher fan.
End of sentence. Yeah.
Because he is such a big Witcher fan. He probably was as hyped as we were and then just let down. I wonder if we talked to him. He's like, there was actually 2 weeks where I couldn't talk to people. Let down. So, oh shit, he's like us. He's one of us.
I actually missed a role because I didn't want to speak to anybody.
Exactly. I couldn't speak to anyone. My acting was just shot for the next 2 weeks. So that's something. But I will say, and this was given to me, this was brought to me by Zacchino, one of our boys in the group. Cyberpunk 2077 is kind of making a little bit of a resurgence.
Yeah, it's in the top 10 for Steam downloads.
Steam downloads. It's on the Xbox top 40 or something like that. And it's getting in the last 6 months or something like that because you can filter reviews by last 6 months or whatever it might be. And it's in the mostly positive category, which... Not gonna lie, the problem wasn't really on PC in the first place.
Correct.
Although the story had some dullness to it in certain areas.
Yeah,
but I'm kind of, I want to say I'm happy for it, but they shouldn't have lied to us in certain aspects.
The real issue with Cyberpunk wasn't actually the game, minus the bugs and stuff. Like that was always going to be an issue. That should never have happened. But I mean, The Witcher 3 was kind of a buggy mess early on as well. But I mean, nowhere near to this extent. But there were issues. The issues were CDPR pushed the game back and back and back and back, and then it came out and it wasn't ready. And that was more of an issue with CDPR, not the game itself, right? I.e., and what I mean is the focus was on CDPR making that terrible decision, not the game being shit. Right, the problems with the game were it came out as a buggy mess, which again is a problem with the company, not the game, if you see what I mean. And it was just a hollow story.
There was a bit missing. There was a bit missing.
Also, there was a lot of stuff we were promised, like the wall running and car mods and things that make sense for the world, like make a lot of sense for the world. If Geralt can get his hair cut, why can't my V?
Seemed like a step back,
right? But the game itself was the biggest complaint about it is it's a bit lackluster. But on PC it runs fine, and it did for the most part. Like the game itself, especially now with all the fixes, it's okay. It's not The Witcher 3. It's not Ghost of Tsushima. It's not The Last of Us. It's not going to be a really fulfilling story. Although See, like, still, a bit of me wants to go back and romance Judy. Because, oh my god, I'll be honest, the Pan Am thing is one of the best romances in gaming. It's so beautiful, it's so good, it's so well done, it's so believable and human. And the fact that there was that much passion in this one area, and then the rest of it. Also, they missed the big bad, which was the actual story they just had as a side mission, which should have been the main story. Did you find the guy whose memory was being altered? There's like a senator or a mayor or something.
No.
That was the story they should have gone with. That's the real big bad evil villain thing. And instead it's just like, oh, Mikoshi or whatever. Like, regardless, the game, especially now with all the bug fixes, is like, and stability issues are there now, aren't there now, sorry. The game's going to be okay. It's just a bit meh. But I could understand if this version of the game came out on day one, I think we'd be talking about it a lot better.
Yeah.
But we'd still have the complaint that, like, it feels like at the end nothing really matters.
So it's an okay game, but it didn't set the world on fire like we expected it to be.
So,
and then we could argue maybe that was possibly our fault for overhyping it. Or
right,
like
exactly.
That.
It'd be a much fairer discussion, but the fact is it came out broken, and that is an issue with CDPR, and CDPR lied to us. It's really funny because Cyberpunk got a lot of flack, not because it deserved it, but because CDPR made it.
Yeah.
You know? My question to you is, though, because you have this rig, is any part of you interested in replaying it, especially on PC with the stability issues, the graphics looking so good?
Yeah, so I actually installed it on my PS5 again.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and there was a couple of trophies that I wanted to maybe go and get and clean up.
Of course.
Because that's the only reason to play a game.
Right, of course.
But I do have the urge to go through the story again, and I do have it on PC, and I do have that 3080, so I do have the urge to play it. But I do have so many other games to play.
Yeah, and I'll say as well, so like with Cyberpunk, there were things that I wanted to happen. So like, was it Meredith Stout?
Yes.
I wanted to like, to not bang her specifically, but like get to that point where you'd done everything so you could get the most of the interactions with her. Yeah. And I just picked the wrong things because I had no idea what the options needed to be and how to get there. But now that I know that I don't really care about the game, then I feel like I could go back and go, okay, how to like romance Meredith Stout, and again, not to bang her, but to get the most interactions with her.
Yeah.
Presumably, that's the longest tail of that story, right?
And
see what developments are there. So now, not caring if I experience something new or not, I might be able to Google those bits or like how to get like I wonder if River is it River the cop is a good romance.
I wonder.
Yeah, he might be. I hope he is. I feel like they phoned in a bunch of stuff.
I feel like it's just Judy, the standout one, and the rest are just
Of course, yeah. Judy, where you go on a freaking roller coaster or something. Mate, you steal a tank with Pan Am. Get fucked.
Hey, we go diving, okay?
Wow.
Sick.
Go muff diving. I'm sorry.
Muff diving, way!
I'd be interested to see what you think if you do play it again. I think the best way to play it is going to be on that.
Yeah.
Obviously with the DS5.
That's another thing. That might be another reason why the Steam reviews are getting better, because that is the best place to play it.
Yeah.
Whereas every other game is equal, if not better, on console.
Right.
And but that's where the stability issues lie mainly on console. So
if you do play it and you don't get stuck in the photo mode, seriously romance Pan Am and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
This is the thing as well. A little bit of me. I haven't sold Cyberpunk or thrown it away.
Yeah.
I still have it, and annoyingly, so I typically have games that I'm keeping, but they go in like a drawer somewhere, and then games that I might want to keep to hand, and they go out. They're out like in a pile
in the rotation area
next to the PS5. It's still in that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I have any reason to play like in that bunch of games. You know, like so Guardians of the Galaxy is there because I'm currently playing it. I got a couple other things, and it's still there. And I don't know why.
It's a weird one.
Because again, my biggest complaint had always been about the game. It was really easy to put down. But I'm also finding it really difficult to put away.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that...
It's a phenomenon,
It really is strange. It would be fascinating to be aliens coming to the planet 10 years later and look at this as a case study where we're not emotionally invested in it. Because I would love to know why that is. But I'm heartbroken and emotional about it, you know. Like
let me save you from your heartbreaking emotion, and let's talk about our final topic.
Pan Am.
So we can wrap this up. One final thing that has happened. PlayStation have officially done it. A year after the console has come out, they have released colored plates for the PlayStation 5, along with a set of brand new DualSense controllers as well that match it in 5 new colors in what they call the Galaxy Collection. In a, I think this one's the what's that red that they brought out for the console? It's like Cosmic Red or whatever they call it. Even
it's actually, I'm not a red kind of guy, but that's a really nice.
It looks very nice. A blue they've got right here. They've got a purple. They've got a pink, and they've got a black. All official. They've got the PS logo in it and everything like that. Running at $54.99, so roughly around 50 quid. It's going to be for both sides of the panels and whatnot.
And the DS5?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna
just the panel, and then they also have the DualSense controllers as well in all of those colors and stuff like that. Some of them already existed, so they've only got the new ones. It's a Cosmic Red, Nova Pink, Starlight Blue. They call it.
It's basically a baby blue. It's a nice blue.
It's a nice blue.
The colors.
I'll put it up on the screen as well so people can see. The DualSense controllers are, with the normal price, the controller is $59.99. It's $64.99 for the controllers. I am in love with all of them. They're
good,
gorgeous. I'm in love with the purple. Purple is my fucking hot one right now. Which one is your favorite? Which one are you thinking about, or are you even thinking about? We don't know.
So I have 2 thoughts on this.
Go on.
One, if I was going to pick, I think I pick red or blue.
Yeah.
However, Sony, I know you're listening. When the Star Wars game comes out, even though he's not involved, if you take that black and emboss Vader's head into it, the mask, you can double the price. I'll pay it. I will pay. What did you say the price was? I'll pay. I'd pay 120 quid.
Jesus.
I'd pay 120 quid for a Darth Vader. And I mean, I want it stamped in, Vader's face and something, Vader related stuff
that you can feel. You put your hand on it,
right?
You can feel it bumping.
And include a red sticker for the light. Yeah, I mean, I'd pay a kind of a ridiculous sum of money for that. I think that would be so sick.
That would be great. That would be great.
That would be sick. Oh, mate. Okay, yeah, you get Vader's face on one side and his TIE fighter on the other. And a red sticker for the light, which never stays frickin' blue. Yeah, I'd pay 120 for that.
So speaking off of your thing you just said there, Alpha writes in and he says, would be cooler if PlayStation made a design labs like Xbox, so you could really customize the controllers and also like the plates as well.
Yeah,
stuff like
they're just
that.
throwing away money. That's such a good business.
Get more creative and customization options, and put the faceplates. The faceplates will be worth it too.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the next step. I feel like they've started off with this because you do need a base. Because when it's like the controller colors. When you sell white, you sell a black one, you sell maybe one other color. Those always sell. People always buy those standard colors. And I feel like the pink one gonna sell like hotcakes to every gamer girl, streamer, chick ever. The purple as well looks fantastic. Black is gonna sell to a lot of people because they love the black color anyway.
Yeah, everybody loves stuff getting murdered out.
And these other colors are nice as well.
Red's
which would be
hot. That red. I'm not a red guy. Like blue's my favorite color. That red is tight.
And if the color on the console was blue, the light bar, red and blue would go beautifully together.
That would go great. Very Spider-Man, very Superman.
Exactly.
Yeah, none of these colors would look bad with that light being blue.
They've picked a very good set of colors here, and I think they're all going to sell, especially the controllers. The pink controllers are going to sell like mad. Yeah. Blue controllers are going to sell like mad. Purple's going to sell like mad.
They're going to sell.
I'm going to buy it.
And I think,
for sure.
I think the important thing, like you said, is the fact that they've gone like baby blue, pink, and red.
Yeah.
And purple, I'm sorry. Those aren't your standard colors. The standard colors are always black and white.
Yeah.
Right? Those you always expect to sell. But if these start to sell, then I think they're maybe going to dip their toe in and go, would other people be interested in custom stuff? And then please, Sony, yes, because I got, off the top of my head, I got 6 orders I want to make.
I feel like this is confirmation that they have to do something. I think they're going to do limited edition ones when big games come out. Yeah. I don't know if they can do this in time for Horizon Forbidden West, but they could do a Horizon Forbidden West one. Yeah. God of War Ragnarok, it will sell millions as well.
Yes, it will.
But if they can one day get to the customization, like Alpha saying with like design labs, and you could do your own thing, That would be so
I
great.
mean, I just love to.
It'd be a big production, but it'd be so great.
I just love to fire up Twitter and see like, oh, Boss Logic working on.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Or for like, think about it. We just had No Way Home.
Yeah.
Sony owns that.
Yeah.
Where's my No Way Home, like Spider-Man cover? Oh,
Where is it? Where is it?
mate, imagine take that red and just put Spider-Man web shit all over that.
What you need to do is put that black web that he has on like his suit in it.
Mate,
Diogo
come on, Sony.
also
You're
writes
throwing
in,
money down the drain with this. It's like It's like money's. We're trying to throw it at you. I think I'd buy a lot.
I genuinely they're available if you want them directly from PlayStation if you live in like Europe, some European countries in America. On the 14th of January they'll go live, so you can buy them. In America you can pre-order them now. In the UK and the European countries you can't.
I don't get why that is.
Why?
Why does America always get gaming related stuff? They always get stuff early and pre-orders early.
But the pre-order's a dumb thing, because if you're not selling it to them now, they're not getting it now. They're getting it at the same time we're going to get it. If their pre-orders are live, why don't you take pre-orders from us?
And also,
it's just getting ahead of the curve.
Also, this is because it's an entertainment thing. Like, we got No Way Home 2 days early.
Yeah.
And we often get movies like a day or two earlier than other places, and we smash it.
Yeah.
They always get watched. Like, people, you can see, especially Sony, because No Way Home's a Sony product. They can see that we buy the product that we. And they can see the sales numbers and the proportion of consoles to purchases to the population, all that shit. Why
are you worried?
The UK and Europe's like 500 million people.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I don't get it. Anyway, my personal thoughts, I really, really love the purple, and the purple one's going to be one I go for.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about possibly getting the purple and the baby blue, and then using one of each cover. Because I feel like those two colours go well together.
I could see that.
And then getting the purple controller.
Do you know what you should do?
Because
really you have the Photoshop skills.
Yeah.
Try it out on Photoshop.
Photoshop it and see how it goes.
Yeah, see what a few of those look like. Do you know what as well? Thinking about that, red and black might go, red and pink might go. The black and blue. Or the blue and white might be tight.
Especially these colours, because like it's the Galaxy collection and the Galaxy colours.
They all work together in it. Yeah.
Anyway, that's really cool. Diogo wrote in and he says the PS colours look great. I might get me that purple one day maybe. Virgin Diogo Helper says Sony has released the PS5 plate tasters. I expect further releases, and I need some really nice custom ones with game art on them down the line. I can probably do with a coloured one for the time being, but eventually Spider-Man or God of War or The Last of Us down the line, it will be just like David Bindis's Red Dead Redemption 2 one, which was fantastic.
That was so tight. Looking. That was so good.
Sean wrote in as well, and he said the purple looks amazing and would look even better if you were able to change the LED colours on the controller and the console. I'm hoping in the future they'll be able to customize one of our own, like Alan Wake said in his
yeah.
I said Alan Wake, Alpha Aquila, because Alan Wake's in his name. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I find it interesting that so many of you are digging the purple. Not that the purple's bad, but like to me, the standout there is the red.
Oh, the purple seems to me the standout. That's so odd, isn't it?
That's so interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's interesting. No wrong choices, because obviously the right choice is PS5.
Exactly.
So anything else is just gravy, or like, do you want salt or gravy? Do you like barbecue or ketchup? Like,
exactly.
There's no wrong answers.
I'm going to quickly fire through some comments that we've got here.
Yeah, boy.
Our boy Alpha wrote in talking about the Game Awards and things that he liked about it. He was obviously very excited about Alan Wake. He said, Alan Wake 2 confirmed the Game Awards was fantastic. There was enough diversity for a lot of people to get different things, and I'm hyped about it. Other things that might have been the Star Wars game, Forspoken, Elden Ring, Halo TV show, Sonic Frontiers, the list goes on for me. And also he goes, Alan Wake 2 is confirmed and coming in 2023. I still can't believe this. It's a high that I haven't come down from. Alan Wake is a very special game to me and to so many others, and it's so great that we got this piece of news. This makes the year for many people, and I count myself among them. I also really love how it's a survival horror game, because one of the earliest versions of the game was in that direction. So there we go. So it was a survival horror, changed, then came back, which is really awesome. He does talk about some other things, but unfortunately, I can't give all of the time to you, Alpha. Thank you very much for writing in. He talks about Wonder Woman, talks about Suicide Squad gameplay. He's a big DC fan, which is all amazing. Love it.
Did he send you his tier list? He sent me his tier list of like stuff that he's watched recently, and it's significant harm.
What the hell?
That's his tier list of like the shit he's watched recently.
Oh, this is all DC movies and stuff like that.
Well, like some of it's cartoons, shows. He's got Supergirl surprisingly high. Oof. Terrible taste. The Boys up here, you know, like.
At least he had Zack Snyder's Justice League at the top.
He did, of course, but it's a serious list.
2017 Justice League. Why did I watch this?
right. With Catwoman as well. Yeah, absolutely. So, I think this is all just the DC stuff. I think it's all DC Universe stuff. But he's clearly missing one of the best DC Universe things, Supernatural. It's only 15 seasons, man.
Only. It's nothing. He still has to watch Smallville and put it on there, though. I imagine it'll be at the top. Don't worry.
I'm curious where he would put that, actually, to be honest.
I mean, it's going to go at the top. I can tell you now. Don't worry about it. You don't need to worry. Thank you so much, Alpha, for writing in. You're a fucking legend. I love your dedication to our show recently. You're such a great part of the community.
For the record, your comments do get read, just not necessarily read out.
It's funny because after all of his comments about everything that he loved, he goes back and says, did I mention Alan Wake 2 is coming in 2020? And I'm like, oh, God damn it.
God damn it.
It's like me when I talk about Superman. It's just constantly hammering at home. Guacamole writes in and he says, guys, I figured it out. Kojima wasn't at the Game Awards this year. You could say he was abandoned. Oh, he got us there.
Like only one person is going to get the head tilt.
Exactly. And Gerald Tucker, he sent a video. He asked for our impressions on this. I'll send that to you right now.
Yeah, boy.
I'll send you got text messages on there.
Yeah.
I'll send to you.
Or you could use Discord or whatever, but it's fine.
Cool. He says, give us your impressions on that 2D Japan samurai black and white game.
Oh, Trek to Yomi.
Yes.
Yes. I can tell you already. I haven't actually seen this yet, but I did see the footage from before. Hyped.
It looks good.
Do you want to watch this?
I've watched it already. If you want to watch it,
I haven't seen it yet.
It looks
talk amongst yourselves.
Good, and it looks very much up your street. I looked at it and I was like, this is a Shep's game right here. Not just because it's Japan, not just because it's terrible. No, it looks very good.
It does look
I
good.
Could very much get into it.
Trek to Yomi is one of my awaited games, like highly awaited games. The only thing more awaited than that for me. In this space would be, I don't know, hypothetically, like 1v1 duels somewhere, maybe.
It couldn't be done, though. That's the issue.
It would be very difficult. It's not like they have one-on-one fights in instanced areas with, like...
They've never done it before, though. That's the issue.
Right. Oh, that was a sick animation. That was sick. Yeah, anyway, this looks great to me.
Cool. Speaking of the Game Awards announcements and stuff like that we spoke about earlier, Sean wrote into our Discord server and he said, my favorite game reveal was the Superman
Ouch.
It was the Wonder Woman one, he says. Bastard. Because he's hyped for Alan Wake 2, Star Wars Eclipse, The Expanse. Oh yeah, there's an Expanse game coming
Yes, yeah, I'm keen to see more on that.
And the rest
Have
of the
you
games.
seen The Expanse?
I haven't seen it. It sounds
Really
like a
good
show I
show.
should, though.
Really good show. So, also another show that I think you'd really enjoy, Invincible.
It's not really something. I only watch the big blockbusters that everyone's talking about. No one mentioned this.
I know it's a little like unknown thing, and also you wouldn't. I don't feel like you'd enjoy it. Like you don't enjoy superheroes that are like sort of the most powerful one, that can fly and super strong and super speed, that kind of thing.
Doesn't sound my kind of thing.
Not up your alley, really. So.
It doesn't sound like that. No, thank you.
But I'll be honest, The Expanse is really good. Weirdly, it's one of those shows that gets. It just goes from strength to strength. So season 1's a little bit iffy. By season 2, it's starting to really pick up, and by like the late seasons, it's really getting good. Normally, the shows go the opposite way, where like season 1's amazing, and then they start going downhill. But so far, The Expanse has just got better and better.
Good. And Alpha, you put a question in here, but I do want you to put that in the next show because. Next show I'm planning it's going to be a bit more relaxed, not news related, just us reminiscing about gaming.
Almost like a Conbros light.
Exactly, and just talking about games and shit that we love, and that'll be a place for those kind of questions right there. Cool. So that'd be really cool for you to drop in there.
Also, on that note, next week's podcast is our last one of the year.
Yes. Next one will be our last one. We're going to take the 1 week after Christmas off.
Yeah.
Sort of relax, recharge, plan for Combros Day.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone can enjoy themselves.
which is going to be
Might chuck some streams in between or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we
But
might do something
in terms
like
of our normal content, it's going to be
it'll
one
be like
week
a
off.
week's break because we need about a week at least to really sort of prep and plan out, because if this will be your first Combros Day, we did our first one, what, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, basically, start of the year, our first show back, it's basically a live stream day, which is why we like to put it on a weekend. And they typically go like many hours.
Yeah.
And we jam some games, we talk, we chill. It's freaking great.
Yeah.
It's
Good
freaking great. And it's been the Conbrosations days that ended up basically getting us to this point where we managed to raise the money for the mics, for the streaming rig last time. So it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. And that's not to say like, hey, you throw money at us, but I mean, you should. But
Dance.
we'll also have like, oh God, what are our dono goals going to be for this thing?
Last year was quite something, so
It
we have to
was.
top that.
God. It's going to come to a point where we cannot do it without getting like,
It's going to have to be straight
Criminal
nudes.
records, yeah.
Straight nudes.
so we'll have to figure out what they'll be, but it's always fun. It's always really fun. I look forward to it. It's a great way to kick off the year as well. So
Yeah. All right. One final thing I want to
Yeah,
read
boy.
out because this happened the other day. This wasn't a message sent to me, but it was a message sent to a PlayStation fan.
Yeah,
a fan
okay,
of all games, really, but he also big PlayStation fan. He started playing Halo Infinite and started to speak positively about it, or something like that. And you know how it is whenever you're a PlayStation fan,
Right.
you can't like any other games. Any other games liking is impossible, it's bad.
yeah, you're a
awful.
shill. You're a Microsoft paid actor.
Exactly,
Right.
and it's disingenuous to your brand, to you who
Right.
you are. Anyway, this one guy sent a message to him, and he said, "You ponies," you know, it's
Is
gonna
that
be
how
great.
it starts?
So it's not. You ponies have deserve to have your Halo saves corrupted. He goes, "You were not here when we suffered. You were not here. You were not talking about the Xbox at all when we demanded. You were not here to celebrate when our savior Phil. You just wanted to come in now and celebrate. No, you are not fucking allowed. Go back to go to the back of the line and wait. We deserve this moment. We went through it all. Tell everyone at PlayStation, do not even look at the color green until we say so."
That's a healthy mindset right there.
That's a person of someone
Imagine-
who's perfectly intact of their faculties.
Imagine instead of like console wars, it was like relationships. And they're like, no. I went through all the years of abuse so that once this person who's abused me, given me nothing and taken from me and taken from me and taken from me, now is finally giving me some attention. I deserve all of it. No one's allowed any attention.
Get back. Get back.
Right.
Back of the line. And don't even look at the letter A, which his name begins with an A.
Right.
Do never even think about the letter A.
Right.
It's mine, okay? I love that
Imagine.
bit at the end. Don't even look at the color green.
Oh, perfect. But the Sony ponies, they're the fanboys.
They're the fanboys. They're the toxic ones, really. They're the
It's
toxic
true. I mean,
ones,
if Sony would just get out of the way,
Joke, you know?
then we could finally have the Microsoft supremacy and everybody would be, not toxic. Because, let's be honest, people don't talk about how hardcore the Sony group chats were.
No.
It's Xbox Live, right? It's never nothing bad ever was said on
No.
Xbox Live.
Pure gold.
Right.
Pure.
For the frick.
I just love this so much. It's like you can't like good games, and then even when it's their good game, it's like it's like, hey, I really like this game that your favorite company, put out. It's like, whoa.
Yeah,
stay back, okay. This is mine.
Because normally it would be, this game's so good, you should come here to play it.
Yeah, see how great our game
Yeah.
is.
But now, when nobody wanted to come in, like they're acting all superior. Now people are interested. They're gatekeeping.
Yeah.
What?
So dumb. Oh boy. Anyway, guys, that's everything we have to talk about here on the True Game Podcast. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. Remember, next week's going to be our last one. Go and check out Streamcast as well over on the Four Pillars Network.
Yeah,
We're doing
boy.
The Witcher Season 2 soon. And it'll be awesome to have you guys. Bro, thank you for joining me for another episode.
You too.
Thank everybody over there for watching as well, there and there. And we'll catch you all in the next one.
What is that?
I'm going to drop my laptop and then it'll be funny because it's on camera.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna drop it, and then you're gonna act like it was an accident.
No,
Could never have been foreseen.
No, how could this
Bro,
ever have
you
been?
started today opening a monster over it.
Yeah, you was telling me like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. We can't
Especially
risk
the number of times we've nearly spilled whole cans on this shit, and you're just like, oh, doing it one-handed with your fucked up back, just like.
that. I will say that was when I was a lot more dangerous and younger. Now I'm much more matured.
Right, yeah. Now you're responsible.
I don't live as close to the edge. I've got a daughter now.
Right,
Don't
right,
you
right.
think about that kind of
Right,
stuff?
right.
You know? I'm a seatbelt kind of guy.
Yeah, even when you're like just reparking the car, you put the seatbelt on before you start, like just straightening up.
You never know what
yeah,
can
yeah,
happen.
Of course.
Get away from me. Just
Get away from you.